Hey everybody, it's Colin. You're watching Talking Ball. As usual, thank you for being here. It means the world to me, and it means the world to my guests. Today I'm joined by two of the best guests ever. First, we've got my main man, and kind of becoming a regular, Rez. What's up, Rez?
Hello again, everyone. Hello.
And then, not to outdo you or anything, but the other guest is Aces. He goes by the name of Josh.
What's happening, boy? You good?
What's up, brother? Oh man, I was good. I've been good, but I just wish that we could have seen a Spurs match today. But I mean,
well, at least they didn't. At least they didn't have the chance to disappoint us.
It's true. It's true.
It really could have gone either way. It could have saved my weekend, or
ruined it.
I don't know. It was already that game against Mura. NS Mura.
The match that wasn't played in Mura's own ground because it wasn't up to UEFA regulations.
And only
they only score. It seems like they only score bangers too. Two of the three goals that they scored against us were like unbelievable strikes up into the top corner.
It'd be better if we had a decent goalkeeper in goal.
No kidding. I was gonna.
Would have been better if we had a decent centre back who didn't slip over like Bambi on ice skates.
He would have been right, and he would have been right up his alley if he played today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we win that game. I think we win that game. Yeah, Hugo starts, we win that game.
Yeah.
But I know that's a tough call, and hindsight's really 2020 on that one. But I mean,
it's just what our analysis of our second string being confirmed almost every time they play. Not almost every time they play. Every time they play. Every time they play, we say, oh, they're gonna show what they're made of in this match, and they inevitably don't. Just that's it. It's line drawn. You do not pull on the shirt again. Most of you lot. You know?
Jamie O'Hara said it perfectly on Sky Sports. He picked out 4 individual players, and he said those players are absolute disgrace. You should never wear a Spurs shirt again. And that's coming from a former Spurs player himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. And you guys, real quick, we've got a new player.
Hey.
Argo.
What's up, boy?
Hello.
Good. How about you guys?
Man, we're just talking about how we're good. We're just bummed that we didn't get to watch the boys play today.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Pros and cons for both sides.
Yeah, you got Josh over here saying that it might have saved us from even more heartache. So
I don't think watching Sanchez in a slippery pitch is the best.
I saw some really funny gifs actually when I was on Twitter today, just of like deer sliding around on ice and stuff. People have
accurate representation of Davinson Sanchez in his environment.
Yes, indeed.
He manages to do that whenever it's a dry pitch, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just seems to slide all around. Oh, guys, we got another new player. This is going to be a crazy one. Mr. Mark Swift is in the house. What's up, Swifty? Oh, man.
Hey,
this is
Mr. Bagel
into a full house.
People, how are we doing?
How are you, my friend?
All good. I have to let you all know that I'm on a strict 50-minute time limit here. My wife has given me a 50-minute hall pass, and then we're going to go watch a movie. So I saw you were coming on, Colin. I always come on when I can with your channel, mate. So it's always good to see everyone. Josh, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Good to see you.
Dude. Hey, it's an honor. Thank you for joining us, man. And I was gonna say, I sometimes feel like I need to impose a time limit on myself, but
yeah, I mean, you definitely win the award for the shortest notice of a stream ever.
That's my thing. That's my calling card.
Oh,
You-
I don't
you
know,
really,
Chief.
really
I don't
do.
know, Chief. I normally just go live when I feel
Oh,
like
no.
it.
Oh, it was bad. But I have to say, I've just realised who's next to me because he hasn't shown his face. So big up, Mr. Swifty, brother.
Yeah, he just jumped in literally right
That was
before
it.
you did.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So how
How-
are you?
how-
We're gonna have
how
to
well
say
did
no,
we-
thank-
How well did we play today? It was brilliant.
Really well. Really
Top-
well.
Top
Surprisingly, we had
Yeah.
zero. No, we had 0 shots on target again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But we
Leave me out. Enoch out. This club's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, no. Man, our stats were actually terrible if you look at them from today, all over the place.
0% possession, 0 shots on target, 0.
Do you know?
Ah,
Do you know something
man.
I'll bring up? I don't know what you started talking about before I came on. You see those people that have travelled from Dallas and obviously couldn't get there, or they travelled.
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter now, but Harry Kane has seen it and said, "Hey
Right,
guys,
has
I've
offered
known."
to-
And
yeah.
you know what? Do you know what's really annoying me? I mean, it's all, one thing you can say whether you're with a Harry Kane or against him. When it comes to these kind of things, or ill children, or things like that, he will always do something. He'll always. But do you know what? It just frustrates me that there's no acknowledgement from the club whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's always from Harry Kane's personal. It's not, Tottenham Hotspur, we're sorry to hear this, blah, blah. It's never from the club.
It's not.
Never. It's always a player like
Wow.
Harry Kane has said, come over as my guest. Why can't the club come out and say, hey, man, that's really really upsetting. But the one good thing, and I can't go into too much details, I've got a friend from Canada who's part of Toronto Spurs who's actually done the same thing.
Did the same
And he
thing.
sent a picture of Burnley. And I made a few inquiries with a contact that I have. And thanks to that, he is now given me 2 VIP tickets for these people to go see the Legends Night with Mickey Hazard and Ledley King and Michael Dawson.
Awesome.
So,
Nice.
so that's been really, really nice. It's been good. But you got to think about all these people that have travelled all the way to. I mean, for someone to come from Toronto all the way to Canada.
It happened to me whenever I came to London.
But to come from
Not
Canada
the exact same scenario.
to England, then to have a game called off because of snow, and a Canadian to have a game called. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, that's wildly absurd compared
Yeah.
to what happened to me. I was in a similar, but not nearly as bad situation.
They did get a meat pie before they were dispatched back home. So
Nice one.
isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely outstanding news. Outstanding. Delighted.
Right. Oh man,
man.
jeez.
What
Well,
if you're
I was
vegetarian?
going for a match one time that got postponed due to like an FA Cup tie. It was 2 years ago, and I can't remember the exact circumstances because I'm trying to block it all out of my mind because it was a terrible time. But like, yeah, we the only time that we could come was during like this time frame, and then the Spurs match got postponed. It was when we were at Wembley, I believe, and it got postponed because. So it's a little over. But anyway, it got postponed because Crystal Palace, I don't know, ended up beating us and advancing in like the FA Cup, and I don't know, moved the date. It was traumatizing. Think about it. Cody says that we need a coach on the panel. I know it's all over the place, Cody. That's kind of how we're rolling with this one.
No, that's basically a calling card. That's the bat signal for spell.
Yes.
Colin, I just want to say, because I saw in the stream the other day, Brian was saying, oh, why the hell do people celebrate Christmas on the beach in Australia? See, this is a positive of celebrating Christmas during summer, because we don't have games postponed because of snow.
Yeah, I mean, there's all talk as well, obviously, with the underground sort. But you know what? The conspiracy theories are out big time at the moment with this. I mean, obviously, apparently they do have underground, but underheating, but it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? It
Right. Yeah.
No, but I was like,
Hold
it
on.
should be. Go on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say it should be a Premier League mandate that
Is it
that
not?
come October.
I thought
like,
it
come-
was.
No, but that's what. No, not that. Apparently, Mark, what it is. Apparently, it's a mandate that you do have to have this. But apparently, what the Burnley are saying is it wasn't working. And what I'm saying that there should be a mandate by the Premier League that, like every October, like you put your car in for an MOT, that every single Premier League team has to show that their under soil heating is ready to go for times like this, because this is just ridiculous. And then there's pictures from Burnley that have been released, which no one's taking credit, but they show that they've got the sprinklers on. I don't know if people have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like literally
Yeah.
the sprinklers coming on will obviously not help if it's going to freeze. But now the rumour is apparently Burnley, their thing was working, but because they have 4 injuries and suspensions,
Right.
they've done what they
that's
did.
what we thought.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, do you know what? Tottenham, I understand it if they had
It
said
doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Well, no, I mean, I said it. If the police had got involved and said, do you know what, for safety of the fans, outside is very slippery, the roads are bad, then you understand it. It's like, that's well out of control of a Premier League football team. You just can't do it. But what's going on within that Premier League ground is totally within their remit. And it's all the shows. Like, I've got a friend who's gone to he's only just got back now, and it's 11 o'clock at night back home.
So, sorry about that, Brian. But guess what? Kim's here, and she's been here for like an hour in the back room apparently. And I gotta learn to look out. I'm not used to being. I'll just blame it on. I'm not used to being this popular and having this many people want to join, so I never see the second row.
No,
but thank you so much for being here.
I mean, I can leave if you
The
want.
heating wasn't working.
Well,
Someone
said you needed a coach, and I thought, well, I could bring a couch.
Boom.
Tell you what,
It was probably.
Kim, you've been around Bobody's one-liners too much.
Well, I
The
don't
reason,
know.
Oh my God!
the reason,
Oh, I feel like
that-
Inception, like the movie Inception, just happened or something. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
I did not expect Bob to pop out of that stream. But
How are we all doing
there it
anyway?
was.
Oh, good.
Wicked. Good to see.
No Spurs lost today,
Yeah, exactly.
so I mean,
You kept a clean sheet.
but- yeah,
Very
we
admirable.
kept a clean sheet. There's so many positives actually to take out of today's game. See, it's all how you look at it.
I think the biggest positive to take away from this is the fact that because this game's cancelled or it's been postponed, we've got a little bit more time to get our composure together, and the fixture like won't be as bad. When we go into when we play Brentford next Thursday, we're not going to look. We shouldn't, in hindsight, be fatigued. We shouldn't have a lack of fitness.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
there's
true.
no,
we
there's
should be
absolutely
able
no
to play a
excuse.
full strength squad and actually get a result.
Yeah.
So, Josh, my response to that, and I said it on when I was on Spurs Ways with Rez earlier, you've got to look at it one of two ways. Is you look at it and say, right, like you said, it's good that the players get a bit more of an extra rest, they get to recover, and they get to train more to get used to the system. But then you look at it on the negative side and say, do you know what, these players, Conte has probably lit such a fire up their arse after Thursday, that they were probably ready to run through brick walls and do everything. Now you got to look at it and say, can he keep that fire burning until Thursday? You know what I mean? Now he's got to try and keep them going. You fucking, well, whatever he's been saying, he's got to keep that momentum, keep that adrenaline, and let them for that little bit longer. Now Conte probably can do it, but I would have rather we play today and see what they came out and the attitude, rather than then having an extra day to get home and more training sessions. So
I can see the
that
benefits of both. I mean, what you're saying makes total sense to me too. I can see the merits of both. It's just a shame. And Shaggy, what's up, Shaggy? I agree with you, man. I love a good conspiracy theory as well, and I don't know. I'm buying this one.
Yeah, I have to say, none of these are my own. This is just what's being floated about there. But I'll say a big up to Ian.
Second-hand conspiracy theories.
Love them.
I agree, though. I mean,
There was a picture, I think it was like way before, I don't remember the time. There was a picture that the sky was blue in Burnley. Like it would have been the 30th minute of the first half and the sun was shining in Burnley. They didn't even wait. Burnley didn't even post their lineup. They didn't even post their lineup on social media.
That's fishy. And why not postpone? That's another thing I don't understand. And maybe there's something maybe I just don't understand.
I think they might just
Maybe
put the game back.
that just doesn't happen. Yeah, it seems like they would have just moved the kickoff back a little.
we should just get the points. I'm sorry. We should just
Yeah, we
get
should
the
do.
points.
I agree.
Because it's not as if they'd cancelled it like a day before, and they had warning. You know, they could have communicated with the Premier League and said we're going to have problems tomorrow, all of this stuff. So regardless of whether they did it on purpose or whether they did it through circumstance,
Very true. And you were mentioning
Maybe
like
snow
having
on
to check on
purpose.
your
Is that what
underground
you're
heating and
saying?
stuff like once a year. They should have checked it the night before they knew they were going to have to use it. Like, why not?
smart
If you're
of their
expecting snow, then why don't you go and make sure that your equipment for dealing with that is I don't know, that seems really short-sighted.
They could have covered the pitch as well.
I did. I did.
Hey, Shaggy wants to get right down to
No,
it.
I'm Spartacus.
Who did it?
Yes, it was me.
I knew it was one of you guys. I think it was Tiago because
It was
Yeah,
me.
he would have been time traveling to be there, and
Yeah.
so that just opens up even more.
Spartacus. I'm Brian, and so's my wife. Sorry.
You guys, hey, but before we get fully into what are you guys quoting? What I'm missing a
That's
reference.
Monty Python, my dude.
Oh, which one? Okay, I haven't seen like
Monty
Life of
Python and the
Brian.
Holy Grail.
I haven't seen it.
Life of Brian, which is the best one of the four.
Dang, that's.
Respectfully, the Holy Grail is the best one.
I was going to say that's the
I
one that I'm
can see the
familiar with.
arguments to that as well. They are basically the two best of the lot, but I just about come down on Life of Brian.
Oh,
One of the
Jesus
scenes that
Christ,
always
that's-
stands out for me is a Monty Python
Holy
scene
Bob.
when you get the monks going through the forest. Hit yourself in the head with a VCR.
Domine, dona eis requiem.
Any of those?
Oh, here he comes.
Go on, Bob. Go on, Bob.
everything's got the ding-a-ding.
You can't let another person invade your
yeah.
stream now, Kim, because
Yeah, I
you
haven't
were-
told you about that.
Yeah,
It was
tell him
supposed to
he
be
can
Kim
sit in the
on
back room of mine for like
Thursday.
5 minutes, and then I'll realize he's there, and then he can come on himself. But it's like that's the thing. It's exclusive, so you got to like wait there for a while, and
Blessed are the cheesemakers.
Yes,
It's very
indeed.
true.
Yeah. And there will come a
Yep.
time where people will not know where lieth
Okay.
those little things that have an attachment that were laid there by their fathers just the other day. Sorry.
Greg, me too. I was literally reading that like in real time, like it was something serious, and then I got halfway through it, and I was like,
Oh, the
Yes.
climate changing rockets, of course.
yeah.
what
I
it
can't
is.
believe we didn't all think of that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's true.
Craig,
Yeah,
you might
true.
want to watch out. You know too much, man, and I think you should probably get somewhere, turn off your cell phone, lay low for a while because that
Yeah.
type of information is not meant
They're
to
coming
be
for you.
shared.
They're coming for you, Craig.
Daniel
You know?
Levy's coming for you.
Yeah.
He conspired with Burnley to make this happen.
That's right. That's right. It's all Levy. It's always Levy.
I'm gonna just start blaming everything on him, just for like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
we've
Just
been
how
doing
everyone
that
was
for a
like,
while.
remember how everyone was like, thanks Obama, and like that became a thing in America. Everyone for every bad thing that happened, which sucked because Obama was really cool. But anyways,
Oh, there's a new COVID strain in the UK. Let's blame Levy.
yeah.
I think
Thanks a lot,
I think
Daniel Levy.
we should
And
we should
technically, it is
demand,
his fault.
well, yeah, we should demand Levy's birth certificate.
Yeah, we should. That's
I
exactly.
would stay very silent during this thing because if anyone clips me, people like Killer Priest will have a field day. So I'm going to remain very, very quiet during this
Yeah, you-
brief
Oh,
conspiracy
God.
He
theory.
didn't do anything. This is all me.
We're-
He's changing the
we're
climate.
gonna-
Hey, John Fitzpatrick though, Kim's big up in you. What up, John?
Hey,
John Fitzpatrick.
And hey, Bob, I actually believe this. I believe that's at least what some of the aliens are, but maybe they're not all. Maybe the time traveling back in time are like the good aliens, and
Aliens
maybe.
exist.
Oh, yeah.
There was one in my city actually in 1996. People say, of course.
All right, go ahead. You can't tell us
And
that part of
jet
the story.
fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
No,
I'm on that
it's
one.
like,
I'm on.
it was January 1996. Three sisters were going back home through a construction site that was like a a way they don't know that like it's shorter to get to a place. I forgot how to say it in English. Sorry, my
shortcut.
brain's yes, shortcut. And they said it was like at night they saw this creature with big head and big bright eyes. And to this day, we don't know if it's true or not because some people say that the government has the body. Some people say it's completely a lie. I just know that my city made it the mascot of the city. Now we make money with it.
Rumor has it he currently owns Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Ah, there you
I see
go.
what you did there, and I like it.
Yeah, that was it.
You put a
He
nice
came
bow
over
on
here
that.
in
That was perfect.
96. This alien came over here in 1996, landed in Brazil, learnt Portuguese, moved to Europe, learnt English, went to Tottenham, and purchased Tottenham Hotspur. The progression is clear.
Yes,
There's only a couple of spots we need to account for in that timeline, and I'm sure that we can do it by the end of the stream at least.
I think
The only thing he managed not to do was grow hair.
Well, no, but because aliens don't have hair.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just theorizing on the game and why it wasn't played today, and why Burnley didn't have their ish together a little more, because it seems like a pro football club. Scott, don't you think? You're from Snowland. I mean, like
Snowland.
you hear that
Is that the
there's going to
country I
be
live in now? Snowland.
yeah. You guys are both from Snowland.
Okay, thanks for the update.
Informer.
And you've heard.
So we gonna blame.
You hear that there's going to be a snowstorm. Wouldn't you go
Does that
check to
mean I'm
make sure
snow-
that you're like
does that mean I'm
snow equipment? works?
Snowlandish or Snowlandanian?
Snowlandish.
Okay, thank you.
Snowlandish.
Okay, my knowledge just okayed it. It's gospel. Thank you.
Touching on that tweet that Harry Kane sent out, obviously, like him seeing the people that have flown from Dallas to London and then to Burnley. He's received the reply from the people, right? This just goes to show how humble some people are. Cheers, Harry, and not necessary at all.
Damn.
But we would enjoy taking you up on the offer. Thank you to all the Spurs and other football fans who have reached out. Amazing, really. Tottenham to that diet, and as always, come on, you Spurs.
Lovely.
So even when the option
to
get a free ticket to a home game is on the plate, it's turned down. But to be fair, I think a lot of Spurs fans now would turn down going to see Spurs at
Yeah,
They probably got the
Canadians
baby.
are actually too polite to say, why are you trying to, what's it called, impose more damage on us?
Kane was offering the ticket.
Bob really wants me to put this up. Nagel, you're being mentioned. Bob's mentioned.
I don't get it.
Oh dear, he's been very, very clever. He's been very, very. That's actually one of his best ones.
So
He typed that in twice. So I had to put it up.
He's been
Mario,
very,
No, 1 second. We got to do a thing. I forgot to do the intro. I'm getting real sloppy with this one. Sorry about that. But hey, man, it's good to have you, Mario. I do a new player intro for everybody that comes. When a new player joins the stream. And if there's anybody I know that's a player, it's Mari. No, I'm just kidding. Mari.
And the thing is, the only game we play, we're only playing ourselves. We're Spurs fans. We're only playing ourselves.
We played ourselves.
Okay.
There's a sort of Nintendo tropical sort of flavour to that intro. I quite like it.
I think it fits the motif. I go for my background, I've never gotten in trouble for it, so I don't think I will. It was stolen. It's like the Premier League used this graphic a lot last year. I always like the colors, so I snagged it.
The artistic look.
That's a great way to stay away from copyright by saying, "Yeah, I nicked this from the Premier League." That's a great, great way to avoid the copyright there.
And I really like it. And hopefully the I really like it part is good enough, and they'll just say that's cool. Then you're good. Like you really like it. Okay, all right, don't worry. But so Mario,
That makes it all right. Intellectual property theft is fine as long as you like it.
There you go, Kim. Yeah, why not? How do you reckon that'll go in court? You nicked it? Yeah, but I liked it. Oh, okay. Off you go.
Yeah, you're good. You're good then.
Yes, I like it.
Try it. Let me know if it works for you. Anybody
Your
else out there?
Your Honor, my client offers this as in his defence. He likes it.
Yes.
Like gavel. You're good to go.
Case dismissed.
Who's dismissed? Sorry,
But Mara,
sorry,
what do
Aaron.
you
No,
think about-
none of us know any coaches. We've never met any coaches ever in our lives ever. Sorry,
No.
Aaron.
I hear there's a rumor that a certain Greek individual by the name of Stelos is a coach. Is that a rumor?
No. That rumor has been completely debunked. It's not
Yes.
true.
It's been
Yeah,
spreading. the
I
last
will
couple of weeks.
categorically state this as fact. In the same way that aliens landed in Brazil in 1996, there are no Greek coaches.
And Tiago, yeah, man. Tiago? What year were you born?
2001.
What?
Oh god.
Oh God! Just
So you
we have to realise babies born in
You were born after
2001
this?
are now in their 20s.
Oh, so old.
Yeah.
Tiago, yeah, we're that means that we're all old, but that's okay. So Mara,
I
do you
thought I
think
was
it's
the
pretty
baby in the
fishy
group.
that Burnley
Damn
couldn't
you,
get the
Tiago.
snow off the pitch today?
Excuse me.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of bummed that we didn't play this game today. And then I'm kind of weirded out that Burnley being a Premier League team, knowing bad inclement weather is coming,
Yo,
and everybody else got to play, but Burnley's facilities, oh, they're like, "Oh, thank you for the 60 guys who plowed the snow." I'm like, no, there's like heating equipment. There's things that I would think a Premier League facility will have on hand. So I'm kind of really disappointed. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some benefits that, all right, it's an extra game for Romero. I've been seeing that. More practice, but then again, our
Did you
coach says
Yeah.
we've been practicing hard. It's just some of our players are not good enough. So I don't know how much more practice they could get. But I don't know. I'm just disappointed. I mean, I woke up early in the morning, expected to watch the game, but it's not worse than those two fans who came from Dallas. I don't know if you guys talked about this, from Dallas
yeah, but did
all
you
the way to
see?
London to Burnley.
Did you see the news though that Kane hooked him up?
Yeah, I saw that. I posted on that, and it was really, really nice. And I'm glad that the and it's mostly everybody, but there's one or two. I think Josh talked about it maybe 2 weeks ago. That for some reason, Spurs fans who are outside of the UK, they don't know the sacrifice we make in getting up, or we have to fly over to London to catch games. So we're
To watch that shit, is it?
yeah, and so it's kind of like Spurs fans in Brazil, in the United States, and Canada. We make
I
that
just
sacrifice.
googled the distance.
Malaysia.
I just
Can we
googled
get a group salute to all our international fans? Actually, just big up yourselves. Fair
Yeah.
play.
Pick
to
up
you.
myself.
I'm salute.
Pick
Hey.
up myself.
We
I
love
feel
Spurs,
like that's
and
the most beautiful part of the club,
I
man.
think the quote that I said
4,000.
was, "God,
500. I just googled the distance. It's 4,598 miles from
is that
Dallas.
via London?"
Not even
Dallas?
by London, as the crow.
And it probably wasn't a direct
Crow
flight.
flies.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so
I
it's
think
just-
I think the quote. I mean, I think Mari's quoting something that I said the other day. I think to some effect, I said, "Imagine waking up in the morning, getting ready for work, going to work, going to your lunch break, going home from work, getting dressed, going to the football, only to realise that you support Tottenham Hotspur and the football you're going to watch is fucking trash."
No, it wasn't that one. It was the one that I guess they didn't want to hear from an American talking about Spurs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it was kind of like really, like
I said it's got nothing to do with being American. It's more to do with the fact you don't know what you're talking about.
oh, okay, yeah. So it's just to show that man, there's passionate Spurs fans all over every continent.
definitely, absolutely.
Work their ass
Wow.
off to watch a
Yes.
game, either there or abroad. So it's just, I really felt bad for the fans. Hopefully, they're still in town.
Yeah, I'm
Mickey
sure
Hazard
I bet they made it into a
has
good little
invited them.
vacation.
Has invited them to some kind of event on Wednesday. Mickey Hazard, he's invited them too. So
Those are the Toronto fans that Brian knows.
Yes.
Who have been invited to the Legends night.
I've made sure they're looked after.
Yeah.
So it shows
Awesome.
how great our family
Brian's a good
is,
dude.
and and everybody just steps up. So much respect, much respect.
Respect, pa. Love the Ali G reference there.
Respect.
Okay, so I've got. I'm going to say why now. People will know. There's a few people that were on that stream, being Mari, Kim. I think it was them. Just them. Do you remember when I was? Oh Jesus. Okay. Do you remember when we were doing your Love Land, Mari, when I was at Bob's house, and we both started pissing ourselves and went off the camera? Okay.
Yeah.
So I said to Bob, I was going to try and get as many song titles in as I could get in.
That's you guys' jam. You guys play
And
that
I
game
tried to spell respect, but I actually spelled it the Ali G way. And then when I realised I spelled it wrong, I fell down and couldn't stop laughing. And then Bob could not stop laughing. So when you see that line there, that's just Bob, because he just did a joke to me. I've just got kind of, if anyone wants to see hysterics, go and watch Maury's Love Lads when I was in England. I think, Bob, what is it, 29 minutes in? I think it's 29 minutes.
Bob probably has a clip. Bob should just put the clip. He should just put in the clip.
Yeah, 29 minutes.
PA.
Yeah, but I spelled it completely wrong.
Respect.
Respect, pa.
Yeah.
Respect, pa.
All right, but okay, real quick, you guys. I'm going to go around in a circle. I'm going to play Eugene's.
And the yellow tint glasses.
I'm going to play Eugene's go around in a circle game, and I'm going to ask everyone a question. And it seems fun, and it's got to be like a quick answer. It doesn't have to be one word though. That limits you a little bit. But like, make it succinct and nice, and just like, don't be a jerk and don't go too long. All right. So, what do you think we win against Mira if Hugo Lloris is in goal?
No.
Really? Dang.
Because there was more to blame than just Galini.
Yeah.
Definitely. I just think that if the game plays out exactly how it plays out, right, and it comes down to that like last second, I think Hugo makes the save there where Galini was kind of made to look.
I think the realistic point of view would be.
I haven't rewatched it enough times. I don't know. Did he get sat down? Sorry, it looked like the attacker sat him down.
I think the more realistic approach would be we had more chance of gaining a point out of that game than gaining 3.
No, you know why I say differently? Lloris was in goal for Zagreb, and look what that team did. Let him down.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. No, fair. And that's the kind of stuff I want. I love that. That's perfect.
The first goal was pretty damn good. He would have had to.
It was a worldie.
No, the first goal was money. And also, I want to say big up Mark Swift, who was here. He had to go. Much love, Swift. Thanks for coming on. If you're seeing this, man.
The second goal was a deflection that would have been difficult to stop by any goalie because of the deflection it took. So I don't think it's.
Oh wait,
I mean, I'm not saying Galini played well, but no, I don't know. I think
more to the point. We are 15 minutes in, so I can say this. Why the fuck do we have Galini as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, he's trash. I wanted to like him. See, I do this thing going into every season where our new signings. I decide I rate them. They're good because they play for Spurs. I like them, and I give them the time.
Was good in the preseason. Whiteman was pretty good.
Yeah.
This is why I don't understand why he was sent to Iceland.
Yeah,
he's played in Iceland.
I know. Hopefully, he's at least getting every game.
Well,
there,
Yeah, he's in row 12 picking out the frozen pizzas.
In Sweden.
He doesn't think Hugo stops either of them. First goal was Bencher on the keeper. Yeah, the first goal was money, and the second I didn't see. I literally, as soon as the goal went in, I turned everything off, and so I haven't rewatched that, and I should have. I didn't see that it took a deflection, really. So
I need to come in on this. I'm going to come in on this Galini thing because I think everyone's writing him off way too quick, and I'm going to explain why. You can look at players that have come from international leagues or whatever and have not settled in their first season. You can talk the big guns like a Thierry Henry, and then I'm not saying that Galini's anywhere near that kind of elite level. It can sometimes take time. He's also come in at a time where this club don't know what the fuck it's doing. Come in and it's literally the whole, and I'm not just talking about the squad, the poison, the way this club is run, everything to do with this club is rotten. So it's like, what the fuck? And then you've got to remember, the main thing about Galini coming in was because of this situation with Hugo's contract. And if we didn't have a Galini and Hugo left this summer, Everyone
Yeah,
in the
we'd be
world knows we need a goalkeeper.
gonna get
Everybody
totally
in the goddamn
rinsed.
world. So that, and it becomes such a necessity to pick up a big goalkeeper to fill in Hugo's shows that it's going to cause issues. So, if you don't get me wrong, Galini has not done good to start off with. He made a couple of good saves against Chelsea in the Mind Cup with Arsenal, and he has not been given a. He's been static for a lot of the goals. He's got to take responsibility, but to write him off, I don't think he's the next Hugo Lloris. But to write him off and say, "Yeah, he's shit,"
Can we say he's the next Aurelio Gomez?
But
I'd be happy enough. I'd be happy enough with that.
struggled,
Honestly,
man.
I would be happy having one of those.
When he was at Aston Villa, the guy struggled to even keep a clean
Yeah, but
sheet.
he's a lot younger.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, people
He's
get
a lot
better. I mean, I'm not against that. Harry Kane. Remember how shit Harry Kane looked? I mean, actually, he didn't ever really
It
look.
does
shit.
explain though
Let's-
that
that is-
15-game clause that if we play him for less than 15 games, we're not obliged to take him. So that might
League
be
games.
in there. Oh, well, even better. So it might just be in there for us to see what was happening with Lloris. So we're not committed to a player,
but we're
giving
not
us
completely
time to
left
see
out.
There
of
are
the drive.
so many better options than
Oh well, yeah,
Galini.
and I think we know that. This is true. I do think this was a move by the board or Paratici or whoever want to say to have somebody there. So it's exactly right, Brian. So that we don't get just completely taken to the cleaner.
just to touch
Well,
on Alfie
you look at
Whiteman
it as
as
well.
well.
The way you've got to look at this as well is when Van der Sar was retiring and they brought in De Gea, Man U scouted the goalkeeper 18 months.
Mhm.
We're like, right, we are keeping it up because we know this moment is coming. We need to scout. And you got to look. De Gea, the prime example when I'm saying Henry. Look how shit he was when he came. He was absolutely horrific when he came to United, and look what he's given them. Like he's still doing all right now, but for a few seasons he was unstoppable as a goalkeeper, and that came from him being shit. Maybe we get Galini in the gym. Maybe I'm not saying that he's going to be the elite levels, but
Right.
you've got to look at this position when you're filling the goalkeeper and you're looking for your number one. You want a goalkeeper that can commit to you for a good amount of time, like a Hugo, or someone that's peaking and you can have them for. It's not a position you have for 2-3 years. This is the one position you get where you really, it's so specialist and so unique that you have to get this one right. So getting a Galini in to give us time to either wrap Hugo up for another year or two, whatever we do, or to use this year to scout someone that we do want. I think it's a blinding bit of business. Whether Galini turns out to be any better, we don't know. But to have him there, I'm happy he's here. I'm really happy he's here.
Thanks for being here, Mark. Sorry that we didn't. We were all so chatty. I feel like you hardly got a word in, Mark. So thank you for being here, man. Much love, and I hope you're good, buddy.
Mari, just to touch on Alfie Whiteman looking good in pre-season, right? This is why he needs to go out on loan. This is why he has gone out on loan. He's playing in Sweden, right? He's played 13 games, which is every game this season, right? He's conceded 24 goals and has had one clean sheet.
Alfie Whiteman.
Alfie Whiteman.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Wow. So that's on average, just below 2 goals a game.
Wow.
Whew. And that's the
To be
Sweden,
fair, though, he's
Swedish
playing in a
league?
very weak team. He's playing in a
Sweden.
very weak team, to be fair.
Not only is he playing in a weak team, Rez, he's probably playing in Arctic conditions that he's, funny enough, never used to.
This will be good for him, though. I think this will be really good for him.
Yeah.
This experience might prove to be.
Wow.
23, is that right? 23
Yeah,
years
I
old?
think so. I think
But
so.
20
he must be getting paid.
24 goals.
What do you think he's getting? What do you guys think? What do you reckon he's getting paid? What do you?
Someone's trying to invade Kim's window. There's some invading force down there.
Goodbye.
Oh, he snuck in. That was creepy. That was almost like
Wait,
I didn't even realise he's creeped in, and then I just heard his laugh, and I was like, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
You should have done David Attenborough. And there's a Bob Spur. Look at him.
And here in the forests of North London,
his natural habitat on someone's Tottenham Hotspur stream. We've got a Bob Spur.
There you go.
And here you have the wild Bob Spur in his natural habitat.
I used to have a mustache for something like that, but I got rid of it sadly. But,
Yeah, what's going on with the game show?
with the game show? Basically, game show's on hiatus until December 14th, whenever I graduate from college, and then I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. But until then, I
Awesome.
usually don't have the free time to plan it. Like whenever I do these streams, like they're so last minute because I'm supposed to be studying all the time, but I take big old like this is what I do to rewind, like like kind of just let my brain unwind and relax and chill. So, but yeah, it'll be back after December 14th, game show, baby, and it's gonna be bigger and better and stronger and more Spurs than any game show ever. It's a fact. Like that's a fact.
That's like in Family Guy where does the sequel to Born on the 4th of July. It'll be even Julyier than the first one.
This will be the most Spursiest,
Most
Spursy Tottenham Hotspur game show you've ever seen. And
Yeah, so talking about Spurs, what are the pros of us not playing today?
that's a very good question. And how did you get that question?
I just thought of it.
You swear? Because it's in my notes.
In his mind.
Did you hack me? But yeah, so all right, so what the pros of us not playing today? Can I go first?
Go for it.
All right, so
Sure, Sean.
I know that's why I was like, why did I even ask?
Josh the Tottenham guy.
I can just remove everyone. I have so much power. It's crazy, but yeah. So there
I'm in
were
the
some
middle.
pros.
Yay.
There were some pros. We get we get some more time with Kim. First of all, we get more time with Kim. What's up, Kim? Kim, I don't know if you heard. We're talking about the pros of not playing today,
Okay.
and there are some in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to look at everything.
Shower of shit, for example. Fantastic.
Well, I mean, we get more time to kind of to come back from and hopefully change the mentality from that loss.
Absolutely, it's more time for the crack team of Marine drill sergeants to work with this shower of.
Somebody has to. Somebody's got to do something. I mean, I don't understand. We could do a whole stream on just that match, I think, and what went wrong.
We've done multiple streams on just that match. It's been the talking point for the last 4 or 5 days.
I've been hiding. I'll have to catch up. But yeah, so there were too many senior players in that squad for that game to end up the way that it did.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing is that's heartbreaking the most, and also so predictable. We've seen it all before, haven't we, guys?
Yeah.
We have. We've been here before. I've read this script before, more than once.
Yeah.
I wish.
Well, hey! As soon as I know, I'm supposed to be answering a different question, but as soon as that dude cut inside at the last second, the guy that scored the winner, as soon as he cut inside, I was just like, goal. He made that run. He cut inside, and it wasn't even like, I don't know, a good defender would have stayed with him. Like the fact that.
I'm hoping everyone had the same reaction to me. I genuinely hope everyone had the same reaction. I'm sitting at the edge of my seat. He cuts inside, scores the goal, and my instant words were at the top of my lungs. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I just walked over. I was watching it from a stream, and I just shut the laptop forcefully and went back to Thanksgiving.
Mind you, I'm at Thanksgiving dinner, and it's still sour because I went to vent. But I can't jump on the stream. I told Bob the next day, like, oh, I wanted to be on that stream, but I had to go to Thanksgiving dinner because Thanksgiving dinner, my mom knows that face when Spurs lose, and she's like, it's Thanksgiving. There's more important things than Spurs. I'm just like,
she said what?
What
did she say to you?
Yeah,
do you need us to call Do you need us to call someone? Are you safe?
Yeah, you need a support network, honey.
She knows how much I love Spurs and she supports it, but she was not having it at the dinner table. So I went from moody to happy. But everybody else could tell, like, wow, you're really quiet, Mari. I'm like,
yeah,
maybe it was the fact that you stripped off in a children's party, mate.
Maybe.
I think there must be some backstory here.
But
what do you guys do on the weekends?
As soon as I was eating food, I was good to go, but it was on my mind. Trust me, it was on my mind. It was on my mind.
Well, the whole thing was predictable. Kim, like you were saying, you were very correct in the predictable kind of nature in which it all played out. It just had that feeling, and I think that the players have that same feeling. And I think when stuff starts to happen, they Thiago, what? Sorry, my bad. What were you saying, man?
It's something just like really, really quick. I just wanted to let everyone know how much I hate Dele Alli from now on, and that I hope midnight, January 1st, I won't be screaming Happy New Year. I will be looking at my phone, waiting for a tweet saying, we can confirm that Dele Alli has left the club, because I was swearing in Portuguese some words that I didn't even know weren't my vocabulary. So yeah, I hate Dele Alli with a passion.
Can I put a sour taste in your mouth right now? Can I just put a sour taste in your mouth really quick? Dele Alli doesn't leave in January. That's what I'm fearing. And ultimately, we know, because how Spursy we are, it's going to happen. Dele Alli does not leave.
That would be.
Who wants to take him? That's the problem. Who wants
to Newcastle? Hopefully,
the only way we get rid of him. It's like Sergio Aurier over and over again. The only way we get rid of him is if we pay a massive termination fee.
No, you can get Dele out the door. You can get Dele out the door, Josh, but for the fee that we can get him out the door for, Ali,
right. He'd be gone had the bald man.
Maybe won't accept it. Maybe won't accept it. But get back to the question of what were the positives to take from today not being played? Craig Bowler said the only one for me, which is Romero could be fit for the when the game's rescheduled, and that's it.
Well, I mean, he was in the lineup today. He was in the lineup today, wasn't he?
Romero wasn't.
He's still injured.
Romero might be
out
out
to
for
January.
the year.
Until January.
I thought he was gonna be back against Rennes.
There's so many. Listen, what I will say, if he is scheduled to be back from Rennes, I wouldn't play him against Rennes, because most important thing right now is that, like when we played Bergwijn against Rennes away when he was 50-50, and then he picked up an injury. Yeah. When Romero comes back and he's fit, you don't play him unless he's 100% match fit.
Because of the way that dude plays.
You don't play him in these games until you know he's got 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever. You don't just chuck him in just because we need this win. Him coming back from Rennes, I'd rather we lose to Rennes than lose one of the Premier League games over Christmas, because I think after Rennes we've got Liverpool or Leicester, and then West Ham. And if you say which game does he miss out of West Ham, Rennes, and Liverpool, every single time, if he's fit, I'm saying he's missing Rennes. But I've heard he's out till the new year. But we'll see.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's why I hate Argentina as well.
Bob has a really good suggestion. And
yes, and I've just done a random list generator as well. I've just done a random list generator for this exact question.
No, you haven't.
Okay. I have. So the list we go in is Colin, myself, Rez, Brian, Thiago, Mari, and Kim.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna have to keep track of that. But yeah, okay, let's do it. All right. So, a player that we want sold the most. I will
the same name as someone else.
And I will say Lucas Moura.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Because can I defend myself?
No.
You're gonna have to really defend yourself, Colin.
One word.
He's got value.
Next.
Right, it's me. Dele Alli. One word, shit.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Not anymore, it ain't. You got to choose someone else.
I have to somebody else.
Okay, easy, Doherty.
Right, Rez, you're next.
And Ndombele.
Reason, one word.
Lazy.
Okay. Brian.
I didn't see the little caveat, but Bob's please, fucking bastard. Okay, so let's have a look. What names have we had?
Lucas.
Moura, Dele Alli.
Dele and Ndombele.
Gio Anderton. Why? Injured.
Giovanni the shit show injury prone.
Okay.
Thiago.
Doherty.
Fair.
Just shit.
Let me get Scott in here.
What the?
Sanchez.
Reason.
Skates.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Last one is Timber.
Wire.
Reason.
Do I need one?
One word.
Which one here you say?
Fair enough. And do you
So
know
we
what?
need-
You know what's terrible? Do you know what's terrible?
Yeah.
Each of us, of the 7 of us, have all named one player.
One player.
You know, it's only because
Without
we have to.
hesitation. Without hesitation.
Yeah, but Josh, if we could all name the one, we can mention the same player. I
Carry
think
on,
95% of us say
Yeah.
Dele Alli.
Bob
Dele
says
Alli.
we should keep going. We should keep going until we've got rid of every
See where
player.
we can stop. Where?
Oh my God.
See where
Ben
we stop.
Davies.
Yeah.
Listen, to answer your question, put it another way: Lloris, Romero, Højbjerg, Skip, Son, Mora. The rest can fuck off for me. The whole squad.
Even
I
Kane.
just think that Lucas is a position. I hate to say it, that we could definitely improve on. That wouldn't be hard to
Yeah,
improve on in the
100%.
market.
Carlos Soler from Valencia is the one name that comes to mind straight away.
And like
I think for
he
a
just
winger,
he's good, and I love him for everything he's done. But I just think there's value there. Like I think that we could get money out of him still.
The one thing I'll say with Mora is that he's into his. I think he's into his 30s now.
No,
Okay.
he's 28. 29.
Okay, so
He loves the club. I mean, that's one thing too
Yeah,
that you can't
absolutely.
overlook is that he. But Thiago, I cut you off really bad again. I do that all the time. Sorry.
like, I mean, Soler would like him, but I think he's more of a central midfielder now. Looking at wingers, I've said this kid's name. He's also Brazilian Anthony. He's going to leave Ajax. They want to sell him because that's what they do, and he's going to be available for like 35 million only. If we can spend only 35 million on him, it's going to be. He is like
I'm switching.
when he reaches Rafinha's age, he's going to be like Rafinha times 3.
That's
He's really,
big.
really
That's
good.
big words, man. That's crazy. That'd be awesome.
Right, and then I'm also going to throw another spanner in the works as well. Conte, if he goes with the style of football that we know him for,
The
will go to
3-5-2.
five at the back. He'll play 3 centre halves and 2 up front. The centre half, one either side, are not wingers, but they can press that wing. So you need to find someone that can play as a centre half, but also as a winger.
He has sometimes played with what's it called 2 inside forwards and 1 up front though. It's not the only way he plays. He doesn't always just play with the 3 centre halves. So
Bob says
the
Sessegnon, and I forgot that I forget he's in the squad until he gets a red card.
No one mentioned Winks. No one mentioned Winks.
Did you guys think that second yellow was harsh? Did you guys think that second yellow was harsh, or am I being?
The problem with
I
Sessegnon
feel like
for
I'm
me,
like a biased Spurs fan, but
the problem with Sessegnon for me is that he's too young and cannot control his temper. If he can learn to make decisions, not rash decisions, but if he can learn to make justifiable decisions, the guy can genuinely do bits. But as for right now, he's just too young and he could do with another loan spell to another Premier League club.
You see Craig's post, and my response is: Do you really believe that he means that to the Italian press?
I don't
PR stunt.
Because it's a PR stunt. Because when he said after the game, literally says the players were not good enough. He said they could trade.
Winky, we're not going to say anything bad about you, friend.
But they're not
Winky,
good enough.
Great.
He said it.
Great.
Yeah. No one mentioned Winky. But
Craig said second yellow is justified.
I agree with you, Josh. I think that interview is kind of BS because fresh, raw emotion from after that game. He was basically says these guys have worked so hard.
Cody, I don't think that's a popular law, Cody.
Some of them are not good enough. You can push a car, work hard enough to push a car, but you're not good enough.
Cody, and you know how like we said earlier that we could, and it was Kim said that she could feel it coming, that we'd read the script before, that we knew what was going to happen. That's exactly what you're saying with it being a culture at Spurs, and it is. And I don't know, I don't know how and when. I guess I do. I mean, you could feel it like festering and becoming a worse thing. I'd heard Spursy a lot, and it probably maybe goes back to before I was. I'm not trying to. But I know that during Poch's time,
I'm not trying to big myself up here, but I've been saying this for years now.
Jump. Yeah, I've been saying this for 14 years.
It's a culture thing.
I've read this skip.
Yeah. All right. It's not. It's. I mean, Cody's right. Cody's absolutely bang on the money. Brian's right. It's not. Yeah. There are issues with certain players, absolutely, and it's a combination of the two. But again, I keep saying it, there's something in the water.
But what the hell?
It's called Levy.
Yeah.
Look, think about this from a perspective, right? We could have had Grealish at 22 years old for £6 million. Deal was agreed, but Levy wanted to renegotiate the deal because he didn't feel like it was worth it. Dybala, deal was done, £130,000 a week. He come into the Tottenham offices. Actually, we want you to take 100,000.
100,000.
Walked out laughing. Brian knows because Brian's the source of information.
Okay, let me just wrap up there.
Yeah,
I've just got to say, why do you start talking about this just as my wife comes in and says 50 minutes is up? Why did you do this to me, people? You get into the juicy, leave me as a parasite stuff just as I'm tapping out. Come on.
Well, hey, we're going to do you proud.
How can you do this to us? How you're heartless. You're a heartless woman, depriving us of pride.
There is going to be a whole 2-hour segment about Levy in the 24-hour stream.
Ages
there.
We'll probably still be here by the time the movie finishes, Brian.
Yeah,
that's a good point. All I will say, I will have my little Levy outburst. And it's not going to be an outburst. It's not. I don't want to talk about players anymore. I don't even want to talk about. Sorry, when I say players, I mean transfers in. I mainly want to do. You got to look at it. Like I said, it's the acceptance of mediocrity. It's the acceptance of getting seeing players foul and not getting the job done, and instead of getting them out, giving them new contracts just so they might have. It's having players and being the only chairman in the world that says, "Oh, before I buy this player, how much can I sell him for? If it doesn't work out, it's 21 years."
Or he agrees a fee, and the first thing he thinks of is, "Can I actually get him to go a little bit lower? Like, am I overpaying?"
Well, we'll see. Come January, if he wants a De Vrij, who I believe is in his 30s or 30, if he says he wants 30 plus players, not 30 plus in quantity, I mean age wise, and he doesn't get them in, then you know what's happening. And I'm going to close with this whole rumor about the Korean monster coming again. I can never remember his name, and I don't want to be.
Kim Min-jae?
That's the guy. I'm sorry, but if you guys or people can't wake up and see that is not a Paratici choice, that is not a Conte Price choice, because never once in the entire time has Conte been linked with him and said, "Oh, do you know what? I want him at Inter. Oh, do you know what? I want him here." No, that pie is solely done by the parasite because it will be a cheap defender. Why go do that when you can go and buy the real McCoy that Conte or Paratici wants? It's all just you're all going to see it. All falls into the narrative. It's a story we've all seen once upon a time. I've got the real storybook. Everyone else who is Levy in has one of those books where where you roll the dice and it says turn to page 62. You've got one of those fantasy books where you live in happy ever after and you win the Premier League and the Champions League.
They're just reading the Daniel Levy edited the version that they're reading himself.
It's just not. He won't spend in January. I will see you in February. That's if this bloody COVID variant doesn't do one quickly. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to go spend some time with my wife. Love to you, everyone. All the Jewish people that are watching or will be rewatching. Happy Hanukkah, Chag Sameach. And as always, Levy out.
Levy out. Hey, that's a good time to say, though. It's as good a time as any. If you're watching this and you aren't already a subscriber, what the hell are you doing an hour into a video of a channel you don't subscribe to? Hit that subscribe. Hit that like.
Weirdos. Like, subscribe.
Spread the love, you.
I was saying it on Spurswasion that I've discovered that subscribing to good YouTube channels actually makes you a better human being.
Apparently so.
It's true. It's true. So really, if you don't do it, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Don't you agree?
There's absolutely no.
I actually do. From a karma perspective, for if anything. Cody though brings up a good point, and I wanted to bring it up a second ago, but then it was covering up Kim, and I was like, "That's rude."
No, it's fine.
But Cody says culture.
Oh,
Don't say that. It's not true. Culture comes from the top. Money is spent on the infrastructure, but never on the right football people to implement the systems and infrastructure service. We are not about winning. Players know. And man, that hurts me to read, because it's very true. Do you guys? All kind of.
I'll say something to this. My very first show, which was recorded, I talked about this about the culture of of the club and how, like I said, it's the other day I say it's the players through all those coaches, but it's also the culture. One thing that people are missing, and I say this because it's my job to teach elementary school kids, students, to come up with a vision, to come up with a plan, a philosophy in life that's going to take you far in reaching your goals.
Hey, real quick, everyone say
We,
hi to Eugene.
hi Eugene,
Hey, I'm posting the link if you want to come on,
and
buddy.
you name a club, you can name a club in sports, and the most successful ones, you know what's their motto, you know what's their philosophy, or what type of team, you know who Ajax is, and the type of team that they want to build, and the philosophy of doing business, and you know the culture there, you know Real Madrid's, you know Barcelona, even through struggle, think it's the academy, you know, Johan Cruyff type of football, and Liverpool kind of has the identity. To wrap it all up, it's just we have a huge culture problem, and because of that, it has easily affected what is going on in the field, how our managers work within the system, because it starts with the very basic of what is the vision for the club, what is the identity. And when they interviewed the board's trust, when they came on the cheese room, and Levy got angry when they asked them before the summer business window started, hey, what is, while we was looking for a coach, what is the vision for our club, what is the, he wouldn't say, and that was telling.
Yeah.
Every successful business
Well, I
or
mean,
entity
Because he had no idea.
in life, you have to have a vision
no worries,
plan.
Eugene. Thank you, man.
You have to have at least a philosophy of who you want to be, you know,
He
and
does. He
and
does, but it's
and
not one that he can say to football supporters.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He's
Uh,
not going to say, "I'm going to get the bare minimum to keep you
yeah,
guys
and then
off our backs and come into these matches."
it can very well be make Spurs as an entity a cash cow, uh, but has nothing in regards to football. And so that's the discouraging thing about our culture, is that we don't know the identity. Look at that. We hired Nuno for a supposed identity that we want a type of football we want to play, and it was all wrong. And so it's discouraging, you know. But now that we have Conte, it's hopefully slowly changing. I know it's changing because you can already tell, you know, now it's him, Levy, staying out of the way and having Conte really build that, what his vision for the club, and how we will progress as a club in the future. It's not going to be easy, um, and that's why it's so easy to say get rid of the players, because the players, some of the players have fallen trap to that culture, that toxicity that we have within Spurs.
But just a quick thing. I think I'm not trying to defend Levy in any way, shape, or form, but I think we also need to look at football fans, because we have to acknowledge that the football culture changed as well. Today we have a lot of talk. Should football be entertaining? Like, is it worth it if you win, even though the match is not entertaining, even though you don't play like City, that you have like almost 30 finishes every single game? And fans bought a lot into the narrative that the culture of Spurs is just playing well, and we had 5.5 years with Poch. We didn't win anything, just coming second, just bottling every single opportunity we had. And people are like, okay, this is the culture of Spurs. We play good football, but what about winning? It's also about the fans. Today you have like leads with Bielsa. Oh, they lose by like 5, 6 goals, but the football is entertaining. So what's the problem that they're losing? They entertain watching their team.
Yeah. No, I mean, you hear the arguments. One of the arguments, and I'm bringing up the arguments they use, is that okay, you can't really like you hear that philosophy or the argument that says, well, you you have to give credit if you're gonna blame him for the downfall of Spurs and how we went through the downfall. You have to give him credit for um, our successes. The Champions League run and during the Poch years and whatsoever. And then they also always go to, okay, he saved us. In the '90s. After Sugar, the club was going to be bankrupt.
What Lee? What?
I
That's the narrative. That's incorrect. Sugar saved the club. He just wanted to sell. The club was not in any financial danger when Enoch took over.
No,
If
no, no,
people saying
no.
that, that's false.
No, there are those who make it seem that we should be grateful for Enoch
no.
for saving the club.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
they
kind of
didn't.
like, well, okay, so we're grateful that it saved the club, so that means we have to accept mediocrity.
Yeah.
Does
No,
that mean we have to?
I mean,
It's like
the
someone
premise
say,
is false, Mari. That's
It's-
like, if someone says that to you, if anyone says that to you, you categorically turn around and say Spurs were in no financial danger when Enoch took over, none whatsoever. Sugar had already done
And
that.
then call him.
and that's why the point I'm getting to, because I'm just like, wait, well, first of all, it's like someone say, you marry someone, they treat you like shit, but they tell you, oh, you should be grateful I married you, and
Like a
but
strange Stockholm syndrome, isn't it?
but it's kind of like it's what they used to use on like a slave mentality, where they be like, oh, you should be thankful that I provide you housing and food and whatsoever. Yeah, your life may suck, but you should be grateful. And so it's kind of like you hear people say, well, we should be grateful for Enoch, so you shouldn't be criticizing the on the field stuff. And I'm like, no, I should criticize the on the field stuff. That's great what you've done outside of football. And me personally, I've always given them the credit, especially being in the States, just seeing the brand that is Tottenham. They've done a spectacular job with that. But, in regards to on the field play, I am unsatisfied. I'm unsatisfied even after the Poch years. I'm unsatisfied. I want to win, because that's the main, as you say, Thiago. The reason you play is to win. It's just it's never changed. In any sport, you want to win. You would like to win.
Just
to bring this back to.
Go on.
So no, you go first, Josh, and also you could definitely put mustard on that sandwich. All right,
Nah,
be good. Try it.
Cheese and pickle, man. Cheese and pickle all day long. Right. So the reason that Sugar sold the club, well, the reason Sugar sold the club was one. The club was in no financial danger. However, Alan Sugar was running out of money. Obviously, this is why he sold. The club was never in any financial danger. Alan Sugar was just running out of money. Yeah. Also, another main point as to why Alan Sugar sold the club was the amount of anti-Semitic hate the guy was getting for his running of the club. Now, although
was he really?
Alan Sugar did, although Alan Sugar did a lot of things wrong, he also did a lot of things right. And ultimately, he saved this club. If it wasn't for Alan Sugar stepping in and buying the club the way that he did, alongside Terry Venables, there would be no Tottenham Hotspur Football Club for us to support. We wouldn't be here today having a discussion about Tottenham Hotspur.
That's true. Yeah.
Ultimately,
unless someone else did what he did, which we had no evidence about.
No, exactly. Irvin Scholar was reluctant to sell anyway.
Yeah,
Scholar was reluctant to sell anyway.
That's right. The club had to be saved, essentially, at that point, and he was the one who did it. It wasn't Enoch. The club was in zero jeopardy when Enoch purchased the club or purchased their first stake in the club. None whatsoever.
No, exactly. But since Enoch have taken over, a lot of things have gone to shit. They have done less good, more bad.
Yeah.
Right? Apart from buying us a brand new fancy £3.5 billion stadium, what have Enoch done in 21 years in charge that we can sit here and boast about?
They didn't even buy that. We did.
No, it's all been leveraged against the club.
Yeah. We're the ones paying for it. They didn't buy shit.
Cheesecake.
You know?
True.
But
The debt is owned by the club ultimately. Who pays that debt? The club. How does the club generate money? From us, from
The one
tickets,
thing
from
that Alan,
TV subscriptions.
the
You
one
know, we're
thing
paying for it.
Alan Sugar did that he doesn't get a lot of credit for. If you look at how much money he spent in his 9 years at the club, it comes to something like £105 million, right?
Yeah.
Every single penny he spent was his own money.
Yeah.
There wasn't none of this profit. There was none of this turnaround. The club was breaking even every single time, every year. We weren't in a financial place where we can boast about, oh, we're in so much profit. No, every single penny was pumped in by Alan Sugar. He even made a deal with Sky, a deal that he didn't want to make, having a share in Amstrad, which he built from the ground up. The money that he got from that, he pumped into Tottenham.
Yeah,
right.
It's true. Yeah.
No, exactly. You can read it up. You can read it up, mate. I know. I've done my research.
No, it's absolutely true.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff for someone like me who
The
like
deal,
wasn't
in actual
around
fact,
for
the
some-
deal that he struck with Sky was actually instrumental in getting Sky to where it is now. Because
No, 100%.
It was, yeah.
when Sky first came around, they were the satellite dishes they provided were Amstrad ones.
Yeah,
They struck
exactly.
a deal so they could have the hardware to actually beam into British homes for the first time.
Exactly. And do you know how ENIC make their money? Do you know how
Tony
ENIC
brings
made
up a
their
cool
money?
point there too.
Right. They are an investment company. They
Yeah.
invest in businesses and and take back with a higher percentage. They gain interest on investment. They take money at a ridiculously higher rate than what was invested in the first place. They are scumbags. They are nothing. They're no good than a loan shark. They're no better than a loan shark. That's all they are. They're a bunch of glorified legal loan sharks who want to turn this club into a profit. Turn the club into a business where it's more about profit than it is the football.
Correct. And yet, same as I said, I mentioned the Stockholm syndrome of our fans. It just baffles me because you, as a ENIC outer, can't immediately say, "Oh, this is the new owner. I want to replace ENIC." They sort of batter you with that and say you're somehow wrong because you can't immediately come up with like the successor. And it's like,
Okay, straight away. Okay,
Can I be
straight
fair?
away.
Hey, can I be fair? I'm jealous. I'm jealous of saying similar things to that. Not like I'm guilty.
Do you know what the answer
I've
to
said
that is?
I've said
Kim?
similar things.
Do you know what the answer to
Unfortunately,
that is, Kim? The answer to that is it's not my job to find a
Yeah.
substitute if something's
we
wrong.
don't hang out with investment bankers or bloody,
right? Yeah, no, hell
What
yeah.
really
And
should happen?
I feel stupid now
It's
for
like
saying it when you
it's
put it
like
that way.
saying to
Like,
someone, it's like if you say to someone, you go up to someone, you say, "Do you know what? My car doesn't run properly," and them turning around and say, "Oh, really? So what are you going to do to fix it?" Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
take it to a mechanic. They're the people that are experts. They can
Yeah.
find the solution. I just have identified a problem. This annoys me about Levy-inners or those
Yeah.
that sort of oppose us. They turn around and
Damn.
say, "Well, what's the alternative?"
well,
It's
thanks.
not
See,
something
I feel like
to
a nice little
alternative.
dialogue
Exactly.
helps because now I understand and like now I feel differently. That's pretty cool.
Okay,
If we could all just
there
chill
is an
out.
alternative. Maybe if the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust, did what they were intended to do, discussed. They have tried, but if they, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust have a power to force a sale of the club. Am I correct in saying that?
No.
I'm not. So where the fuck have I read that then?
I've
I
got
have
no idea.
That'd be awesome.
But they don't.
I'm pretty sure that they can also go in and find. They could also go and find a successor. Am I correct?
I don't think
It's
so.
not. It's not really what they're built to do.
But the
It's not
supporters
really what
trust should be. If this is what I'm saying, like if the supporters trust were with the fans, the majority, at least 75% of the fans have all ENIC out, Levy out.
Jay, they are with the fans. They are
charity-based independent company, Josh.
Yeah, they're with.
It's very
they're with
unlikely
the
they'll
fans.
have much to say, mate. I'll be honest
They are with
you.
they're with the 20,000 fans that are members, and they have to represent their views, and they do that. The issue here is whether those 20,000 have expressed the view that they want Levy out. And I was at the meeting after the ESL debacle broke. I was at that vote where they basically decided whether or not they were going to ask for the resignation of Levy and the board.
That's
That
what I
was
was getting at. Sorry, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't the case they could force a shove. They could force a changing chair.
No, they can't force a chair and
They can put a vote across.
It's a
They
privately
can,
owned
just,
company.
they can just express the views of
Yeah.
their members, basically. So at
Okay.
that vote, there were people who were opposed to that idea. They opposed the motion, right? There were very few of them, but they opposed the motion. So the issue that the Supporters Trust has, the biggest weakness, if you like, is that they can be slow to react, right? Because they have to be democratic and represent the views of people that are basically the only qualifying thing they need is to be a member, is to be a supporter of the club. They don't have to be a member. They don't have to have gone to games. They don't have to have done anything except be a supporter and pay the membership fee. And so because of that, what they do can be a bit slow, you know.
Yeah, and you can also, and Levy could also put his own friends. If all it takes is like a little bit of money, remember. So members.
The thing is, Levy doesn't own the club. Levy doesn't.
But
Joe
he can
Lewis
do
owns
it.
the club.
Yeah, that's correct. There was a question that Eugen asked: does Levy own 50% of Tavistock? The answer to that is no.
No,
He doesn't.
no.
Good.
Okay.
Well, okay, so hey, but so
Go on, Colin.
no, I was going to try to bring it all back to football somehow. I had a way earlier that I was going to like bring it all back, but I lost it. But so just for the sake of like shits and giggles, is that the lineup you would have put out against Mira? Would you have lined up the way we did? Like and I'll go just around like Raz. Would you have changed
against
Mura and Mura the other day?
Yeah, yeah. Without knowing at the time what the outcome would be, yeah, I really would. I called it on Spurs Wasion. I said it should play second string. So yeah.
And Thiago, do you think that playing second string was a good idea versus Mira? I mean, not without knowing the result. Like beforehand, would you have chosen the second team?
Yeah, I would. And when the lineup came out, I was like, yeah, it's actually a decent team. Like,
yeah.
Even though we don't like the players, I think it's more than fair that they get their chance to show that maybe they still have something to give for the club.
They should have all looked hungry. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
I was going to ask everybody. I think we can all agree. Yeah, we thought that lineup would win. You didn't, Kim? You didn't.
Listen, I've got to be consistent right from the off ski. I didn't want us to be in this league because I thought even if we win it, we're just going to be bantered by other fans. We're going to be taking the piss out of for actually winning it. Blah blah blah. And I said, but if we've got to be in it, I'd like us to play our youngsters. You know, keep all of our first team away from it, even the second team, and just play the youngsters. You know, and if they win it, brilliant. If they don't, brilliant. You know, I don't care. So yeah, and that's what I said right at the start, and I've got to stick with it. And to be honest, and when I say the youngsters, I don't mean Dane Scarlett and Dylan Markande plus Dele Alli and blah blah blah. No, a team of our youngsters. We've got some very good ones. It'd be a great experience for them.
Alfie Devine, people like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just give them a go. But,
Harvey White.
Yeah.
I agree with you. In some respect, we shouldn't be in the tournament. However, when we sit here and say that winning this tournament is the best way for us to get back into the Europa League, there we have identified a problem straight off the bat. The fact that we are not even good enough to contend for top 6 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the problem. When I saw the team lineup put out, I called it. I want us to win this, right? Because I think if it's not going to be easy either way. We either win it and get mocked, or we get knocked out and get mocked. There's no two ways about it, right? Just to put it into perspective, NS Mora are worth, the whole team collectively are worth
like 7 million.
They are worth one Hugo Lloris. Their stadium that they play in week out isn't up to UEFA regulations. Therefore, the game had to be played in a ground at Maribor's ground, 30 miles away from their home ground. Right? These players are probably National League 2 quality players, and we're losing to that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was the same guy that scored the first goal in this match that scored the goal in their other match. In the other match, I could find out, but
and
I'm
also,
guessing it was because it was.
They were on a 5-game losing streak in all competitions before this game.
They
And
rested.
we
I
still
hate to say it. I hate to say
fucking
this words,
lost.
but Doctor
And they
Tottenham.
rested. Started. Some of their starters didn't play.
That's
I was like, what?
fucking disgusting.
Some of their starters did not
It just
even
gets worse.
play.
I know.
I was like,
And
what? I'm like,
what?
they were more concerned of their league play, that they didn't start some of their starters. I was just like,
That speaks
Ultimately-
volumes, man.
Ultimately, the question that needs to be asked is: are you satisfied with the outcome of that game?
Who are you asking?
I would
Everyone,
say,
everyone.
was-
And then I'll
no,
give my
of course
input.
I would say.
Can you repeat the
after-
question? I'm sorry. I got to be honest. I got a text. What did you
Actually,
say?
No way.
I said the question that needs to be asked is: are you satisfied with the outcome of the Mora game?
Yes.
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 Yes. I would say yes. I would
I
say
think
yes.
yes and no, to be honest. Just quickly,
Kim,
sorry
that's
to
a
cut you
brilliant
off.
Bobby expression. Ah, there he is.
Yes. Yes. Purely and simply, it's the best thing that could happen to Conte.
Exactly my point.
Now
Exactly
Conte
my point.
knows. Yeah.
I agree. That's why I said yes.
But the
After
thing is that
being
that
mad,
isn't the outcome.
and-
That isn't the outcome. That is the consequences. If you
All
ask
right.
me, am I happy with the consequences? Yes, I am happy with the
See, this
consequences.
is-
If
Put
you
your
ask
law
me the
degree
outcome,
back in your
no,
bag.
I'm not. I'm
The
not
outcome,
happy
the
with
outcome literally killed me. But like him and everyone else, like I knew it was coming before it happened. So I had a couple of seconds to prepare there. But
It's never
Yeah.
easy watching Spurs lose.
pure and simple,
especially
it's-
like
it's-
that. It rips your heart out. It
Like,
rips
the whole thing is a catch-22.
it does because it's just it's sort of a disgusting scenario. Like we know that these players are talented, and it's just I don't even. It sucks because I can't even for sure say that it's like a lack of effort. But I think that we need to have. If we're going to play with an A and a B team, they both need to be very consistent, and those players need to play together very regularly. That's a word that's hard for me to say. But they need to be constantly playing together because that's how you build up. Have you seen players like even Chelsea? I watched Chelsea play today, and like they just pass into spaces knowing that a player is moving into that space right then. They don't even have to.
Yeah.
They don't even have to look.
Can
They
I
can
tell you
just pass
something?
into space, and the player is
Can I
there.
tell you something? That this guy, we call him sometimes controversial, but part of his saying is right. I'll give him credit. Part of it, there's some ridiculous stuff he has said. I'll agree with. A part of his agreement is right. Alex said on Bob's show and on his show that the 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 one thing about our team, the A squad, the B squad, and the reason why we can't play together is that you have to question: do they even like each other? That's the question, you know. And he brought up a very good point in the sense that like the guys don't even like each other. And you could tell from the documentary, but you can even tell now, and you can see a little bit of the arguments that's going on. Hey, you didn't pass, like the selfishness that you see within the team, and so that's a problem that Conte is seeing, and that's what I'm glad we lost because now he knows which plays to get to get rid of, because and that goes back to the culture on question where you have players.
That's
It's
a
all
good.
about
No,
me, me,
that's a
me,
good
me,
point.
and so the reason why I can guarantee you Chelsea, the players they like each other, they love each other, they do
The one
whatever
thing-
it needs
actually,
to take.
can
You
I
have
interject real
Conte.
quickly?
Yeah.
Can I interject? I think this is it's a greater indictment of what's going on with Spurs because they're professionals. They're not actually supposed to necessarily like each other, but they are supposed to be professional.
Yeah, like I don't like
I
some of my
don't like
coworkers don't
everyone that I
expect it.
work with, but I still need to
Yeah.
get the fucking job done.
Yeah,
And I need to get it done well, or else we
mean,
get in trouble.
Like, I don't mean like, hey, we're gonna hang out after the game. Well, I mean like playing with each other in regards to the
Yeah.
team.
Cohesion,
I have
absolutely.
seen too another thing that kind of bothers me, and I mean it's just like a natural thing, but it makes me like I don't know. Did you notice like how in the documentary it seemed like it was all based on like nationality, like everybody was very like they hung out with like. But I guess that makes sense. You gravitate towards people that have the same experience and stuff as you and the same. But I just thought it'd be cooler if I don't know, like they and sometimes you would see people like mixing it up. Like Hugo hung out with a lot of the Spanish dudes. The dudes that spoke Spanish, Spanish speaking contingent. But it was it's just weird
Well,
to me how like
they were referred to as the Welsh Mafia,
yeah
which was
Yeah.
Bale, Rodon, and Davis, with Moura sort of hanging on. The French boys was Aurier and Dombele and Sissoko.
right
You know,
yeah.
it's
And
there
I
are
was
little
like,
cliques.
hey, it was weird that Hugo wasn't involved in the French group. I thought that was weird.
He
I
wasn't.
was like,
It's too cool.
Yeah.
Touching on that documentary, there was only one agenda at mind, and that was to make the sun shine out of Levy's arsehole.
Yeah.
well, see, that was what. See, I miss Poch
Yeah.
for the only reason is that he got a bunch of people. If the people at the club didn't like each other or something, like he got them out of there. Like there were players that were starters, and they weren't buying in. They weren't being cool. They weren't fighting for everybody, so they were out. And
The
hopefully Conte is that
documentary was
ruthless, and
made-
he's allowed to be that ruthless.
The documentary was made to look like the sun shined out of Levy's arsehole, and for the most part, it succeeded. Because
mean-
I,
hey,
for
what, you
one,
mean
and
it doesn't?
I'll happily admit it. I mean, I'll hold my. I wouldn't happily admit, but I'll hold my hands up and admit. After I watched the documentary, I thought to myself, actually, Levy might not be that bad.
Really?
I was
thought
fooled.
he come across as really creepy and like almost Asperger's level kind of awkwardness with people. You know, his little sitting down with people at the dining tables and the awkward conversations and whatnot.
Yeah,
It's-
but do you think he actually does that when the cameras aren't on?
Probably.
I think he sits on his golden
I
throne
don't.
counting his fucking paycheck.
Yeah, I know. I think that was all the show. Have you ever seen that like Undercover Boss show? Do they have that in the UK anyway?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
You guys
do.
have that show?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Levy should do that. That'd be hilarious because he would get caught in a sec. Like they would catch him.
I don't think he'd last a nanosecond. Yeah, Daniel Levy, that's him. Got him. Yeah, you're my boss. What do you think? Yeah,
Right.
You know,
Yeah, like
he's useless. Useless. Socially
Uh,
awkward.
What it
no-
would be, it'd come down to. a
Why is it that all
conflict
billionaires are socially awkward? I mean, I guess I get it. It's a small
you've got
group.
Not all of them.
Because for a lot of them, you've got to remove your human empathy in order to basically make more money than you actually
To attain that, right?
Oh, we aren't spending £12 million on this player. Ha Levy got ya.
He was right.
He's like, He's like, instead, I'm gonna buy a painting today.
I think that in this whole liking each other situation, for me, the words that everybody should be talking about is what Hugo Lloris said after the Zagreb game. He was here for 9 years. Captain never said anything like that. And then after the Zagreb game, he goes like, "Yeah, there are players that just care about the team when they're starting every single week. The
Yeah.
togetherness and the family we had under Poch, it's not here anymore." And
Yeah.
then you have like Højbjerg that goes, "Oh yeah, it's a game. We should be playing. Should be a party. We are at home. A big game. We're playing for Spurs." Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say too much. I mean, these are. The
Am I
words we
right in
need
thinking
to-
after that game he was quote unquote injured for a little while?
I think he's playing with an injury that like doesn't. Wait, Højbjerg.
No, Lloris. After the whole after his interview
Oh,
after the
Zagreb.
Zagreb game, wasn't he quote
Yeah, he
unquote
was.
injured?
Maybe. What's your theory there?
Maybe he was dropped.
Yeah.
He was being penalised.
Oh shit.
Well,
Speaking
they've
the
done
truth.
it before.
All right.
They've done that before, right? We had a player who was ostracized like that. And
Was
his
it
name was Danny
Dos
Rose.
Santos? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were
Danny
going to say Gio
100%.
Dos Santos.
So glad you brought up Danny Rose because he came out with
Big up,
more
Craig.
comments over the weekend about the team, which was very telling, and it's interesting because some of the stuff that we're saying now as a fan base, Rose was
He was
saying it a
saying
couple
3
of years
years
ago,
ago.
and he got crucified. I have this. I have the quote right here. It says, "Me and
Usually
Eric
people,
Dyer
hey,
was-
usually people don't get mad at you for talking unless you're telling the truth.
yeah,
You know
me
what I mean?
and Eric
Like, sorry to
Dyer."
cut you off. I want you to say what you're saying, but
Danny Rose, this is on his best years at Tottenham Hotspur. Me and Eric Dyer was talking about those days, just how dangerous and powerful we were. We didn't lose at the White Hart Lane, and that was a huge factor. That new stadium is unbelievable. I miss the old White Hart Lane. We finally made it a fortress. And so comments like that are things that like, yeah, I miss White Hart Lane. I haven't been to the new stadium, But
Yeah, but
it's just
but
it-
that
it's just
we can't say like we had to do that. The new stadium had to happen. Unfortunately, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
of course,
I
of,
agree,
of,
and I know White Hart Lane was like but what you're saying though is the man spits the truth, and that he was right on the
100%.
money the whole time. You know
I
what I
would
mean? Like, this whole
recommend. There's a YouTube channel that I watch, right, and it's Ben Foster, right, the cycling GK. He's got his own YouTube channel, right? He interviewed Danny Rose, and when he was asked about his time for Tottenham,
Oh yeah.
there was very limited positive things to say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of how vocal he was ostracized, right?
Yeah.
And made to train with the under 23s for a full season.
And it's cool. He became like a role model for
His
them, though.
career
And
was
then,
effectively over as
And-
well.
and I'm
No.
glad you mentioned that, because for a professional like him to be put in that situation, I don't care who you are, you have a ego. You have slight of an ego.
That Wembley
That
season fucked us up.
bruises you bad. That bruises. I mean, for me, I would be like, I would be looking at you a certain way, that if you put me, that I wouldn't be as open with my comments like he was. But if that was done to me, I'll be vexed. I'll be livid. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so, you know, I just think he gets a bad rap. I'm not saying Danny Rose is a saint, but you know, there is some
I'm actually going to say that he is
some
one.
truth.
Hey, Danny Rose
There
is a
is some
saint. I'm
truth
saying it.
to what he was saying at the
He's
time.
he's not really ever done anything wrong.
No,
Has he? You know,
He was ostracized from the club, man. He was ostracized from the club.
yeah.
I mean,
And I'm
it's
going to be very
conversation.
controversial now. I'm going to be very controversial, but I think there was also a racism agenda at heart as well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Look at the lineup we had when that happened. How many players from ethnic minorities did we have?
Sissoko,
1, 2, 3.
Sanchez.
I didn't want to open that can of worms on Colin's show.
I think there
but-
was more to it because he was very
I don't
proactive.
believe you. Yeah.
He was very proactive in that, and I think from a political point of view,
Yeah.
because of his views, he was ostracized.
And
Guys
there
spoke
is,
truth.
and like I said, I like to be very, very careful. And I said this to the guys in the background. I think Rez was there, because I'm the type of person that there is the extreme where people will throw out a card, any type of card, very easily, and there are those that are justifiable. So I try looking for the middle ground. I would say that some athletes who are black or minority, it's tough for them to speak out, because when they do, they sometimes view as ungrateful or oh, they're a troublemaker, and they have to live with, and they have to
where a
live
white
with
player would never face those
now,
accusations.
some comments, and like, to be fair, there's some comments where if a black person or a minority player will say something, I'm just like, no, you can't say that. Like, no, that's ridiculous, and I would disagree. But for the most part, there's that fear, and you hear them in the interview that I can't really be expressive, because if I do, surely the fan base, the media will take it the wrong way, and they will crucify me on the stake.
Yeah, the expression is that they are known as getting uppity.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone asks why the tag earlier, you guys said Danny's not a saint. I said earlier you said he's not a saint, and I said no, he is a saint. So that's the tag.
I think what I said come out wrong, right? It wasn't a case of I don't think the club were being racist towards him, but I think Danny Rose's views on racism played a massive part because he's so politically diverse.
Yeah,
in the way that he approaches certain things, he's very vocal, and he's also he speaks the truth. The guy does not hold back. Hence why he was put on a back seat. The year before he went on loan to Newcastle, how many times did he appear? Not many at all. No. Then he went to Newcastle. When he come back, he was made to train with the under-23s before getting a transfer out to Watford. Yeah. And since he's been at Watford, he is the crowd loved him. The crowd loved him.
In All or Nothing,
that comment about
as well, they humiliated him when they were talking about the transfers, where he was saying he had Milan called because it just made him look
They
stupid.
did the Milan thing. They like literally. They might as well played like a banana peel slipping sound and like a, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like dumb clown music. Then
It's like,
that's
look
how
at the
much
clown, you know. I mean, he's really, you know,
they really fucking
no-
did. Actually, that's a good point, and that pisses.
Here's
That's
the perfect example.
That's
No, here's
Alright,
the
what's
perfect
up?
example, right? There is the suit and tie. Like when he mentioned we had to Google we had to Google to look up these players that we're going after. He was telling the truth and what the fans were saying. Now, the professionalism, the shirt and tie, all right, you don't really say that about the club. You're not really supposed to talk about free agency, especially in the game of football. Now, in basketball, like LeBron talks about free agent stuff because he has that power, he has that clout or whatsoever. But in football, I see you're not really supposed to really talk about, unless you're Messi, talking about, okay, I want Ramiro in at Barcelona whatsoever. So Daddy Rose, in doing that, people are, oh, how, someone in the board would be like, hey, how dare he do that? But what he was saying was true. I bet you Harry Kane was thinking the same thing. Like, get me someone who could create, who could pass. Why are you getting players that we got to
Yeah.
Google, and stuff? Because when that comment came out, I was just like, yeah, I agree with you, Daddy
that
Rose.
just hit far too close to home for Levy. Sorry.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
Leaving-
absolutely his ego. It hurt his ego. Daniel Levy's ego is so fragile, and the man is powerful, so he can do things to people. He's got power to hurt you for hurting his ego.
Listen,
That's all you can do to hurt the man, because he can never be physically hurt because he's got security and things around him at all times.
Yeah.
And so literally the only thing that you can hurt, because he can't take really a financial hit because he's so minted. He's good forever, no matter what happens. The worst thing ever could happen to the whole world, and he'd be okay. So his only real chink in his armor is the only place to attack him and get in is the freaking is, you know what I mean, his ego.
You can't stand being questioned in public. It's funny because I bounced a story from 20 years ago to a couple of like Rez and Bobby. Did I send it to you? No, it's Brian actually I sent it to because it went with what he was saying. He was driving. But no, 20 years ago, when we sacked, or say they sacked George Graham, and literally the first paragraph in the article, it states the reason is because he publicly criticised the new owners, ENIC. And here we are 2 decades later, and the same shit's going on, really.
And he's done it. He did it with the non-English guys will probably not know who this is. There's a guy called Matthew Norman. He's a journalist. And he wrote for the Evening Standard, which is a London paper. So it's only in the London area that it gets published and distributed. And Matthew Norman, this was during Martin Jol's time, he was really critical of ENIC in just two articles. He used to write a column on Thursdays. And he did 2 articles that were critical of ENIC. Do you know what Levy did?
Sued him.
He banned the Evening Standard from the stadium. So they couldn't report on Spurs games. It's a London paper, and he's banning them from reporting on Spurs.
Wow.
Yeah, he won't brook no criticism, Daniel Levy.
Colin, can you do me a favour? Can you just pull up Craig Bowler's statement from 104, please?
Yeah, I want to put this up too.
Yeah,
But,
he's a clown. I agree.
Okay, Bullets. Which one? Oh, from
He got a golden handshake.
Yeah.
Right. It's the last thing that gets me. He would not be sent to mentor the under 23s. I beg to differ, considering this is what Danny Rose has come out with himself in a one-on-one interview with Ben Foster on Ben Foster's channel.
I have it right here. Exactly what he said. He said, people who are in football will understand that that's a normal conversation to have with a manager on a day-to-day basis when you're not playing. To the outside world, with the feedback I got, it looked like I shouldn't be speaking like that. But for every player not playing, if you're not having these conversations with your manager, then you don't have the motivation to play. That's just how it was. I felt I was harshly treated. So from day 1 in preseason, I had a meeting with Mourinho and Daniel Levy. They said I wasn't needed anymore. I said I respect your decision and I tried to make the best of a very bad situation. It's like they came and said, okay, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
But then they told him, and the documentary didn't make that clear. The documentary painted him as like
I am convinced that Levy, when he hired Jose Mourinho, I've got no evidence for it, but this is just a gut feeling. I am convinced that Levy said to Mourinho, the squad is yours, all that, but you will not play Danny Rose. I am
Wow.
convinced of that, right? Because of that shit heap, son of a bitch, right? Who at 58 years old, right, has not grown up enough to put his fucking ego aside. I'm sorry, I'm really angry with him now.
No, it's all good. I got to put this up because it's what he is, man.
To this day, he surrounds himself with yes men, doesn't he? No one's going to challenge his opinion.
Yeah, stroking his ego.
Mm.
Put me in a fucking room with him.
Oh, yeah,
Put me in a room with him, and I'll tell you what,
yeah.
he'd come out a different person. I'm telling you that for a fact. And by different person, I mean his fucking left side of his jaw.
Hey, I think we all need to relax a little bit. So I'm going to do this. Help us relax.
And they lost today. Yes.
I can't wait to revive the show. Probably a name change in the show coming, but yeah, the show it'll be back. And
is your birthday the 21st of November 1992 by any chance?
No, my birthday is. Nope, it's not. I can't. I don't want to say it though, in case someone steals my identity or something. But
no, that's fine. That's fine. It's because of the date on the video with November the 21st, 1992.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. No, Bob made that video for me. I think it's a filter somewhere. But
who recorded that footage?
My wonderful wife. Shout out, Beth. I don't know if you can hear me,
man.
But yeah, shout out to my wonderful wife. She's the best. It was,
where's the Oscar nomination? I want it right now.
And she's a big Spurs fan too. So I got like Spurs supporting wife.
She's in the chat.
Best friend.
Your mom says do not bring back that stash.
Oh, dude, she's here. See?
Don't talk about his mum.
That's his mum. Never mind. Sorry, I couldn't see the picture.
No, she says don't bring back the stash.
I'm gonna have to for the show, but that's in a couple of weeks. So.
Tottenham mum.
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming.
Mama Tottenham. She has to change her name. It's Mama Tottenham. Mama Tottenham.
All right, you hear that? You have to change it. We got to add her on Twitter after this.
Mama Tottenham.
I'll make
it sound like a southern matron.
Right, let's play keeper West Ham.
Mama Tottenham.
We should. All right, you guys want to just for fun because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
All right, I don't really have like a master list. Kim, hey Beth, everyone told me to tell you that you deserve an Oscar nomination for your footage, the footage you got of me for the opening for Keeper West Ham. We just rewatched it for fun, so. Yeah. She says thanks. She doesn't want to be on camera right now, but she says thanks.
Give her a high five from me.
Hey, no, this high five is from. I wasn't looking. Josh, was it from Josh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, give you a high five.
I got my high five.
She says, "Hey, Mari wants one too."
Oh, high five.
All right.
I think everyone does.
All right, Kim wants one too. One more, just for good, in case anyone else needs it. All right. I think she got one from everybody now, so she's been high five. You're the best, baby. That was cute. Anyways, thank you guys for high fiving my wife. She's pretty nice. I try to get her to come on stage, but she didn't want to.
Even the door squeaked. Oh, yeah.
It did, yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. All right, but anyway, so yeah, we can play some Keeper West Ham. I'll just need maybe somebody's help. Like here's a version we'll play today. Everybody can, if you have like a good idea for like a pairing, just kind of like shout it out or whatever. Anyone in the comments has a good idea.
All right.
We'll all keep in West Ham.
Aaron Lennon or Lucas Moura?
Aaron Lennon.
Keep. Are we saying keep to keep?
Keep Aaron Lennon.
Keep Aaron Lennon. For me too.
Which would you keep and which would you transfer to West Ham?
I would keep Aaron Lennon and transfer.
Lennon.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But getting a transfer to West Ham is not the worst thing in the world right
Not
now.
right now. it's
Not
not.
anymore.
Yeah.
But when I made even when I made the game, it wasn't so bad. But then it got it started.
All right,
It started when they got
Birmingham
J-Lings,
City.
man.
They're tied for fourth.
Freaking
Keep,
J-Lings.
keep,
going
keep or
on.
Birmingham City, or keep or Plymouth Argyle,
Keeper Millwall.
keep or Millwall.
Like keep or Fulham. That's probably better. Keep or Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham are consecutively shit every time they come into the Premier League.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
very true.
Harsh,
All right.
Scott. Harsh.
I know I like him. I have a soft spot for him because of
Ooh.
Scotty P.
Daddy with Son or Bale. I already have my answer.
I need to see that. Oh, Son of Bale. That one's been on the show before. Hey, that's a classic. That is a classic on the show. But we got
Bale.
sometimes I have a
Wow.
different mindset than other. I'm not always
Bale.
thinking the same way.
Is this? Are we talking about prime Son and prime Bale?
Yes. Yep. It's always prime.
Prime Bale.
It's always prime.
Prime Bale.
But what team are they playing in? I don't know. I feel like sometimes if it's Son and Kane or Bale and Kane, like remember that? Like
Easy for me.
I think I'd rather have Son and Kane than Bale and Kane. But I don't know.
Okay, I've got one.
Bale's too good.
And we've got to answer. We've got to answer.
Julie says.
Son.
Mom says Bale.
Son over Bale. Son over Bale. Son signed
In
a
the
new
big
contract.
game.
Son signed a new contract. Bale fucked off to Real Madrid.
Boom.
I
Whereas
know.
Galaxy is-
Loves Tottenham.
On the field,
Bale loves
I'm
money.
on the field.
All right?
But the thing is that Sonny makes me feel things I didn't know it was possible as a man. So like, it's really hard to not choose him because I love that.
Well
Oh
said.
yeah.
Well put, my friend. He does, yeah. Some
Well,
tingles,
Bale-
and you're like, what is
never
this?
feared. I never feared that we were going to lose, even if we lost the game. With Bale, there's that sense of security. With Sonny, I don't have that. Well, now do we have that security?
Bale
Bale-
was never Mr. Tottenham.
I know,
Sonny is.
but there was just an
Constantly.
I
excitement,
love Sonny.
just like Thiago. Like there was an excitement with me, where Bale would just come in and that left strike goes in. I'm like, yeah.
Can't deny any of that.
This
Can't
is another
deny it,
classic.
but it gets
It's a-
trumped.
It's
What
It's
do
a
you
tough
think?
one.
I don't know, Kim. What's your answer on that one? I picked Bale. Unfortunately, I kind of regret it, but I don't know. That's what I've chosen.
Yeah,
so
it's-
I don't
it's
flip-flopper.
I think it's a head and heart one really, because my heart says Son, but my head says Bale. I think that's the more sensible option.
that's a good one.
But it sucks because you got to wonder about people. Okay, here's what I always think about players. Sometimes I think that players have some purple patches or whatever. They play really, really well.
Oh,
Then
Son
people
certainly
think that that's
does.
their level. But when in reality, that's them overachieving. And then so when they go back to playing normally, it seems like they've regressed. So it's like, I don't know, I'm using him as an example. This might not be the case. Dele Alli's regressed. Dele's, you know what I mean? He's not the player he used to be. Maybe those couple seasons he was on fire and you know what I mean? Like, and that is just that was like a freak. Like the stars aligned and players
Yeah,
couldn't figure him out.
here's the thing: has there ever been such a fall from grace? You know,
Right,
to
right.
Not that I can
His
think of.
thing was that he played a very kind of unorthodox. I don't know. His runs were timed kind of weird, and I think players weren't expecting it from him, and it took him a while to get figured out. But once he did, he didn't have enough tricks to. But that's just like an example. Like there's all kinds of players that people are like, oh, well, they're falling, from, and it's like no, they're actually just regressing to the average. Like they're playing like how they should.
Reverting to the mean.
I
Yes.
have a question.
I got some good ones on here. Ledley King or Super Jan? Oh,
Ledley King.
man.
Ledley King. And
Yeah, there's no
Ledley
question.
King is
There's
Mr.
not much
Tottenham.
question. It's King.
Ledley King is Mr. Tottenham. Jan fucked off for money. Ledley King stayed.
Yeah.
Hey, and King,
No,
and also,
they
but
didn't
yeah,
fuck for money. They
Yeah.
didn't renew
he
his
fucked,
contract.
and he had a head injury when he fucked off, so he might not even have been thinking clearly.
Well, my
He
profile
didn't renew his
picture
contract.
says it
He
all
ran out
on
of
Twitter.
contract
It's
as
me
well.
and Ledley King. I'm always gonna go with Ledley.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Ledley King. I mean,
I've got one that's two really, really shit players, and you have to keep one of them.
yes, okay, yes.
Is it the same as
Hell-
Bob's?
Helder Postiga
Yeah.
or Roberto Soldado.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Oh,
Soldado.
Soldado.
Roberto Soldado, because the kits that year
Soldado.
were flame.
Sorry,
Kits that year
Tottenham.
were so Delta.
Soldado.
I go with Bobby Soldier.
Was it
Me
wasn't,
too, I loved
wasn't
Bobby
Postiga indirectly to blame for our beef with West Ham or their beef with us? because when Harry Redknapp was the manager of West Ham at the time, and I remember him spazzing out at Helder Postiga, and it whipped up all this fervour in the West Ham. Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. And this isn't necessarily
getting
prime.
knowledge dropped on me.
This isn't necessarily prime. Would you rather keep Dele Alli now or Adebayor towards the end of his Tottenham tenure?
Adebayor towards the end of his Tottenham tenure, you were still banging him in like once every 5th game, dude. Yes,
Adebayor.
Yeah,
Adebayor could still. Adebayor was one of my favorites. People hate him
because he was scoring.
I loved him because he looked so awkward and he had the weirdest build. All of his limbs were so long. He just was like he had the weirdest
That's
build.
no reason to keep him.
And he could also score goals I'd never seen. Like I'm like, how
Would
you
you like
your
to
body
keep this
contorted into the
giraffe?
position to bike that kick?
Okay, Brad Friedel or Paul
but
Robinson?
one that could do a bicycle kick. I don't know. I don't have a reference for Paul Robinson. So I get into this.
That's a killer.
Brad Friedel or Paul Robinson?
Oh, say, can you see?
Yeah, and we're also Americans, so we're gonna say Friedel.
Just about Paul Robinson. I think he was just about a better keeper.
Dele Alli or Harry Winks?
Ali or Winks?
Harry Winks.
Oh,
Right
now?
Harry Winks has actually shown signs that he knows how to pass forward.
Yeah, I would Winks. For now, we have Winks.
No, but
Colin, I have one because it was one of my first streams with you. Musa Dembele or Luka Modric?
Dembele for me.
Dembele or Luka Modric? Oh, yeah.
I guess if it's prime, it means they don't get hurt and they don't have any injuries because in their prime they weren't injured. So a perpetually uninjured Musa Dembele is who I would pick if he never could get an injury. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was healthy every game.
Modric was magnificent. He really was magnificent.
I know. This is the hardest one. You said the head over heart thing for you,
No. Modric. I don't know if you remember him, how well he played, but he single-handedly made us tick. He was our heartbeat for quite a while.
He's how Winks is supposed. He's how Winks is supposed to be. He's what Winks should be to our team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But for me, it's
I
Dembele
agree.
because he was a beast, and I loved Dembele.
Dembele.
Yes, I like the way you set that up.
And he had an enormous bum.
Yeah, and he bumps it. And so does Ndombele, and so does Ndombele. And they're both really good. They're both good at progressing and keeping the ball at midfield. So maybe there's something about that. And Raheem Sterling has a big butt. I don't know, something about those big booties.
Are we able to play this game with goals that we've scored? Because I've got two different goals.
Yeah, rather than ices.
Right, okay. So you've got Ricky Villa's FA Cup goal in the final, or Son's solo run against.
I got goals as well. I only have one. I can only see one of those. But hey, I have a goal as well when you're done with this one. But let me look up Ricky Villa scoring win.
Yeah, we won the FA Cup final.
Okay.
I would probably go with Sonny's just about. Only just about.
The commentary for that Ricky Villa goal. It's Ricky Villa. It's still Ricky Villa. It's still Ricky Villa.
I don't want to play. Oh yeah, I've seen this goal. Never mind. I'm sorry.
It was John Watson, and he was mispronouncing.
Yeah, I have seen it. He just about. I think he nutmegs the keeper at the end too.
Yeah.
So also, dude. So
I got one goal where it picks it up from the half wide line, goes through five, and scores it.
I got a new subscriber. I want to say big up to Shaggy. Shaggy, thanks, man. You're probably not watching, so maybe you are.
Shaggy?
Thanks a lot for that.
It wasn't me.
Shaggy.
It wasn't
Shaggy
me.
followed me.
Like Stu.
It's the real Shaggy. It's the real Shaggy, I think.
The real Shaggy?
I'm pretty sure.
It is the real Shaggy, but it's unfortunately not the rap star. It's the cartoon character from Scooby-Doo.
Zoinks!
Yes!
Oh, that's Shaggy.
Even better?
Okay.
Even better, I think?
You got me excited. I thought it was the real Shaggy. I'll start saying
No.
Was it me?
No.
Shaggy
the rap star. Shaggy the rap star is actually a Brighton and Hove Albion supporter.
No, you're absolutely kidding me.
Yeah.
Bob said he rang Shaggy and asked him, but he said it wasn't me.
Hey, ask Bob. I don't know if Bob's into hip hop. Do you guys like? Do you Englanders listen to Dizzy Rascal before we get to more Spurs stuff? You guys know Dizzy Rascal?
Listened to Dizzy Rascal?
Americans, bro. No one knows them. Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal.
Boy in the corner.
I grew
That-
up on Busy Rascal, man. Boy
I
in the
love
Corner
it.
was like his best
I
album.
got my
Then I go,
mate
if I
on
need to like
Stormzy.
pump out homework, I'm just like,
Stormzy needs
Busy
to
Rascal.
thank me along with big Spurs fans. I gotta forget his name. I mentioned his name the other
AJ
day.
Tracy.
Aaron,
Huh? AJ
Aaron,
Aaron, you
Tracy.
can be on the show,
Yeah.
bud. Come on, join us.
I've been playing their songs and people are like, oh, who's that? I'm like, where they're from? I'm
Boom.
like, they're from
Link
the
for
UK.
anybody. Mom, join on.
I
Join
sent a
in. Come on.
message. I sent a message a month ago to AJ Tracy, but I have not got anything back because I've been trying to
Hit
get
up.
on
You should
alumni.
hit
I'm
up.
like, hey man, I got Americans who may want to see
Yes,
you,
we need to
bro.
get.
And
Dude, we'll get a bunch of
mention the
songs.
Queen again, did you?
Slim. The guy is he's a chart topping UK rapper.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, he is, and I've like
He's
I
bloody
got
awful.
exposure.
Not
Mari's
bloody awful.
Mari's got self confidence out to. You can't see my arms all the way out to here. Like Mari's gonna hit him up.
I'm trying. I'm
Right,
trying.
come on, let's carry on with this.
Adele's a
Marley,
stretch.
you've got quite
you know.
long limbs
She
as well.
She would never check her DM.
So have I.
Well noticed, Rez.
Yeah, I do. All right. So hey, soccer
Mine are very
players.
stubby. I'm a bit of like a Tyrannosaurus.
Wait, have to put your hands up? Is that?
Yeah,
I'm sorry
yeah.
to everyone watching. We've got a bit weird.
Sorry. Yeah,
Teddy Sheringham,
No.
or Robbie
Okay.
Keane.
ooh, sharing him.
Do you know what? I've
See,
got
Sorry, Tommy.
I've seen Teddy on the national team when I was watching.
I don't really want to
90s.
say this, but I think I've got to go with Robbie Keane.
Robbie,
Really,
yeah,
I think.
I gotta
That's
go
not.
Robbie.
There's never.
Yeah.
That's never a bad thing. Like Robbie Keane is.
So I remember
Right.
seeing Teddy
No.
with England. I wasn't watching Spurs in the mid '90s yet, so it was really with the national team. I've seen Teddy play. So yeah, I would go with Robbie Keane.
Maury,
Robbie-
did you or Colin, did you both see Keane play with Berbatov?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've definitely seen clips. Those two had a very, very cool
They
relationship.
were magnificent.
Yeah, mainly because
poetry and
Berbatov
motion.
was so cool and
Back in the
intelligent.
day when we had four strikers.
But then you had Keane.
Yeah.
Keane was like way more of like an aggressor, like a kind of a beat. I don't know. The combination of the two of them was really cool. They complemented each other well. They filled the gaps. Yeah, I don't know. It was.
And you, Tiago, did you see him play?
No, I actually
we
didn't.
can't hear you.
Like only
You
this
should,
is all.
you should Google like best
Okay.
goals because even if you just Google either one of them, like best goals, it'll come up.
Treat
With
yourself. They were on a level. They had some.
Berbatov especially.
They were
don't hate me for
basically
saying this.
they were like a
Berbatov's the best
level
player I've
above.
ever seen.
I was
They were
pissed when
level
Berbatov
above
left.
Sonny and Kane, essentially.
You
I
and
was
me-
pissed at the way that he left. I was pissed at the way that he left.
Yeah, and just it just got worse. So I was just like, man, why are we losing all of our star players?
This is another one, you guys, that comes up all the time.
Vaart or
It's
Eric
amazing.
Yeah, Jesus.
Ericsson easy for me. I absolutely love Ericsson.
There's
I'd
so
say
many-
Van der Vaart. I'd say Van der Vaart.
Hey, actually, how about after you say you gotta
Simply
have a
for the
good,
reason,
yeah.
Van der Vaart, simply for the reason that he still loves Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you, Jamie. I am.
He does.
For me, the reason that
He's even
tips
said
me
that he
over
regrets
the
leaving.
that far is his molesting. Sorry, Josh, I call you Jamie.
I was about to say, who the fuck?
Sorry, you have to excuse me. I'm knackered. His molesting of the granny after he scored that goal in was it a game against Arsenal? Arsenal game. He ran in at the crowd and grabbed the granny and snogged her. Do you remember that?
He really did that. I don't know that.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
Colin, I
Here's
have one.
Here's another one. Go on, Tiago.
It's,
Agreed, Aaron.
for me, it's tough, but the limbs after the Ajax game or the City game. The
Oh,
VR drama.
The what?
The limbs, the cheers.
Yeah.
Ajax,
It's got to be
100%.
Ajax. It's
Ajax.
got to be
That's
Ajax.
amazing.
with
well, at the
City.
time after
I mean-
see at the time of the City match though, you thought things could never get any better, and like that was going to
I
be.
did a breakdown in the pub when we beat City.
Me too. I did, and then whenever we beat Ajax, I have the videos on my channel. I tell everyone always.
So how about here's one. The limbs
Go watch
after
it,
the
it's like-
Man City quarterfinal, the limbs after the Man City quarterfinal, or the limbs after the Inter Milan 4-3.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I think, given the circumstances, the limbs after the Inter Milan 4-3 because we were 3-0 down.
That was the taxi from Icon game,
That
wasn't
was
it?
the taxi from
Yeah,
Icon.
it was.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would say
Bale
the
humiliated
match.
him. That was crazy.
I've got to take.
Oh, Danny's killing
man.
it. Danny, you should just be in charge. 'Cause this is another one. I don't think people are going to want to answer this one, but it's Toby though. But Dawson is awesome. Dawson's a better
Dawson for me.
leader, but I don't think he's as good a defender.
Dawson much.
For me, it really,
Anyone in the chat, let us know what you think.
It really does a lot of the time boil down to which of them had more affection for the club. Toby was a great servant, and he does love the club and for thing.
But Dawson's Mr. Tottenham.
But
paying him all the
Dawson
money.
really does, and the fact that Dawson
grew up with
started at
him.
Nottingham Forest, he's a Nottingham boy. For him
Yeah.
to transfer allegiance like that, and for thing that
You know what
for me
really
says a lot.
upset me about Dawson?
What?
Is he didn't stay that extra year so he could have his testimonial.
Oh.
No kidding, man. I know. I know.
Yeah. Here's one, and it's not Spurs related, but it is kind of funny. Cody Mack or Fleetwood Mac?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh
That's a
man,
tough one.
I do love it.
Oh,
What I do? My Twitter timeline. Hey, my Twitter timeline would only be like half as full as it is.
But what about Dirty
What would I do
Mac?
with that? I wouldn't have anything to read, Cody, because you're like half my tweets. So I gotta pick Cody Mack.
Oh, stop thinking about tomorrow.
Even Cody Mack.
Gypsy, that's my song.
Spurs 72 is going to bed. Hey, Spurs 72, thanks for being here.
Only
love.
happens when it's
All the love.
Raining.
Hit us up if you ever need us. Spurs 72.
Only love you when it's raining.
Ooh, Cody with or without the beard.
You know what? I've got another
We've
segment
barely
for
seen
24
him
hours
without a
stream.
beard. We've seen like 2 photos.
You can't
Beard.
steal this idea.
I've got
Beard.
a segment for the
come on.
24-hour stream.
He's got to come
Tottenham
on
Hotspur
and show
YouTube
himself.
community karaoke hour.
Love you, Eugene.
Eugene, have a good one, my friend. Thank you for being here. Much love. Hit me up if you need me. Spurswasion TV. If you don't watch it, you're a fucking dummy. Sorry.
Word up. Word to big bird.
Karaoke hour.
That'd be awesome.
Where we all just see Fleetwood
Anyone
Mac
that-
for an entire
You
hour.
guys- I'd karaoke right now.
Yeah.
What?
Me too.
We should just do some.
I'm trying to think of
we
other
might just do some
scenarios and other players.
Colin,
Oh, no, there's
just
some- there's other really good-
There's some really good ones in the chat.
It's not Spurs related, but I would like to know your opinion because you guys are not from here. Ronaldo or Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Just like Brazilian Ronaldo or Ronaldinho.
Brazilian Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldinho. Okay.
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho all day long, man.
Ronaldinho
I grew
is
up
my
playing
top
FIFA Street.
5.
FIFA Street was one of my first ever football.
Yeah,
games,
great
right?
game.
I had
And Ronaldinho was on the front cover.
Yeah.
Great game.
Ronaldinho.
And I will never
because-
forget.
Can't
I will
do
never forget
things
the
without
heartache.
football.
I will never forget the heartache that we had when he scored that free kick in the 2-1 defeat to Brazil in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one. Gary Mabber or Steve Perryman?
Oh, you bastard!
I don't know. So,
Hey, I have a question that,
Mappin'.
that shows my ignorance as a fan. So, Mickey Hazard, what position did he play and when?
Who? Mickey Hazard?
Yeah.
Mickey Hazard was a
Attacking midfielder.
He liked one of my tweets the other day, so I'm just trying to look.
Ah.
I was like, I'm basically famous.
Oh,
He was
Andy.
doing a thing. He's a really cool guy.
Or Iniesta. I gotta go with Xavi. I think
Me too.
Xavi is one of the greatest
100%.
midfielders
Midfielder, thank you, Cody Mack.
to ever play. Iniesta is great, but Xavi just controlled the game. The Spain national team, Barcelona.
If you look at some of those old
If it was
Barcelona clips,
Xavi-
he was before Messi was there. Xavi was the dude that was doing.
Well, it was
you
the
know,
two of them, wasn't
the-
it? It was both. It was that Xavi and Iniesta together that just turned. That was like the perfect midfield pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
ever.
thing.
Like these guys.
Hey, real quick, Eugene makes the best point ever. Karaoke hour better get all the copyright issues settled first. Yeah.
Well, it
Never
depends.
mind.
If you buy official karaoke tracks like
Yeah.
Sunfly and
Thank
stuff
you.
like that,
Yes.
they're karaoke. They're
karaoke
copyright.
tracks.
They're
Yeah,
karaoke
instrumental
tracks,
karaoke tracks. That's why I've told some people some of the instrumentals I played are actually karaoke tracks,
which are
instrumentals.
fine.
Not all of them, but some of them, like you would go to a bar, and if that artist go there, they can't like it's
Ooh,
a
celery
karaoke
agent.
track.
I don't know who you are, but you're a smart
Thank you.
person. This is a
The
really good question.
Tongans. The Tongans.
Nuno,
Yeah.
Josie.
I don't know. Winky's Madrid game made me think that we had like our midfield problems all figured out. I was like,
Yeah.
never mind. What midfield
Yeah.
problems? Like,
Winks
this is-
was pretty good at that game. He was.
Yeah, he was.
But Vertonghen did play
Vertonghen.
the game of his life. He was like a wing back, striker, left back.
Oh,
He was a titan. He was a
Busquets.
titan in that game. He really
Xabi
was.
Alonso,
Giant.
Busquets.
I don't. I'm not intelligent. Like I don't know enough about these two guys' games to accurately.
Busquets. For me.
I can't
Busquets,
say anything with authority.
Busquets.
Yeah.
one of the best holding midfielders of all time, Busquets.
If you
I
didn't
mean,
have,
Alonso's good too.
if you didn't come across a team called Sergio Biscuits on Ultimate Team, what was you doing?
That's awesome. That would be awesome.
So Bobby just said Nuno or Jose.
Jose Mourinho all day long.
Jose.
Yeah, at least
Jose.
Jose. Well, I don't know. See, hey, you guys though, I'm still of the.
Okay.
Jose is the reason why Kane wants to leave.
Gross,
Jose is the reason
Christian
Kane wants.
Growth or Nuno?
Christian Gross.
Nuno, just.
By
This
default,
This
Cody.
ticket is my kid.
you know.
I'm jumping from question to question fast, but
I
Cody,
got one for
King for me, Cody.
BB or Tim Sherwood.
Who
King for me as well, Cody.
Sherwood or ABB?
AVB, 100%.
Hey, AVB, dude.
AVB.
Hey, hold on 1 second. AVB, I got something for you, baby.
Oh,
Hey!
The squirrel.
Oh, you mean this
There he
guy?
goes.
The squirrel.
Oh.
The ginger squirrel.
Yeah,
There he goes.
you're welcome.
There's one question that is hard for me. For the rest of the history, only Portuguese managers, because every Portuguese manager doesn't work, or only Argentinian players who are always injured?
Oh.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
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 I'm not even know that bad.
Messi.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest here. I asked you guys about Ronaldinho. For me, he's just like, in terms of talent, nobody matches him. He's the most talented player to ever play football. Not even Messi comes close.
He had such a not
Agreed.
tragic, but sort
Ronaldinho?
of unfortunate
Pussy.
post-football career, didn't he?
Just so you have an idea, like last year, he was arrested in Paraguay because he had a fake passport. The thing is that Brazilians only need an ID proving you're Brazilian to get into Paraguay.
Yeah.
And so he literally needed his ID, he would get in, but he made a fake passport. And he went to the prison and won the prison football championship there.
It's hardly surprising.
I had seen that. That was hilarious. They had a futsal tournament, and he won.
You've got a first 11. You got a five-a-side team of Big Dave,
Aaron.
Slasher Harris. What's it called? Stevie the Nonce.
You're horrible.
Ronaldinho.
Bobby the Bastard and Ronaldinho. Of course, you're gonna fucking win the prison championship.
You see what Aaron
No,
put?
you know there was some fuck on the other team. You know there was
Or
some like huge guy on the other team that was like, no, I got him. No, he won't beat us.
Cheers, Joe. Yeah, Bob or Kim.
Did you see what Aaron put down? He says Bob or Kim.
Oh, Kim all day long.
Yes, guys. Text in the post.
Fitzy agrees with you.
Oh, man. Aaron, I love
Checks.
you. I love you, Aaron.
Dang it! I was not told about that. I would have definitely got into that.
I've got this for both of them, so they can.
Ooh, you guys.
Question.
Oh,
All right.
That's
That was smart,
really
Rick.
easy,
That's
Mr.
smart.
Agent. Martin Yo all the way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I grew up Harry.
Put another
I grew up
diamond
with Harry
on your
Redknapp.
baby.
I love the
Harry
man.
as well.
The
I
guy
love
was
Harry Redknapp too, sorry.
freestyling on the Big Dusty show and dancing. this 2 Fridays ago.
Martin loves me.
I love how I read that.
I like him a lot. Too.
Martin.
But I also
Oh.
I didn't get to see all of Martin Yol's accomplishments.
You didn't need to.
Don't
He's
know
just
where, but
enormous.
we don't care.
We're
Martin.
still experiencing
Martin.
them.
He was
He's
a
got
big
nowhere,
bear
but
of man, and
we
he
don't
gave us
care.
trying
Martin,
for
yo.
the first time in ages.
Yeah. And
That's what
he pronounces the word chances as chances, which I always love.
Ooh, Pep
Yeah.
or Klopp?
Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp, simply because he puts his mind and soul into everything, right? Pep went to Man City when Man City were already a fucking amazing team.
Yeah.
And
Same
went
with
to Bayern in the
Barcelona.
same situation, and went to Barcelona in the same situation.
Liverpool were a team that were good enough, but just didn't have the right leadership.
Yeah,
Correct.
great.
Yeah.
I'm going with Klopp.
Perfectly summed up.
In essence, what we need is Conte to do a Klopp on us.
And I think he will. He will. That was what he was
And
brought
that's
in
the
to do.
point. That's
Of course he will.
exactly what we want. But everyone knows I have a major problem with Guardiola anyway. But he's right. He's never been.
Would you fight him if he was here right now?
He's never paid his He's never paid his dues. He's never paid his dues. He's never,
Bob,
done a
would
job.
you fight him? Would you say it to his
Relative.
face, and then it would lead to a fight? Probably. Would you fight
Look
him?
at the teams he went. He went to Barcelona when they were already top of La Liga.
Yeah.
Left them for
true.
personal matters. Went to Bayern Munich a year later when they were already top of the league. Left for personal matters. A year later goes to Man City, leaves at the end of his contract next year for personal matters.
It wouldn't last 2 months at Burnley.
He wouldn't.
How would he do it Spurs? How would he do it? How would he do it at Spurs?
He wouldn't last. He wouldn't last. He doesn't have the mentality for it. He doesn't.
I agree. No, I agree with you guys. I
Pep
think
Guardiola.
and I think you know what? I think the mentality needed. I think that's going to stretch Conte. I think Conte took this job. Honestly, you guys, I'm getting off subject. I think Conte took this job because he wanted a challenge. I legit think this dude is kind of. I think he's kind of fucking crazy, and he's like, I can do this where other people can't. Jose Mourinho couldn't do it. He's like, I got it. That has to be. Right?
The
There has to be
Tottenham job. Go on.
Of that. No, I was saying I can do what other people can't.
Job.
Like I can fix this.
The Tottenham job is the job that you take when you are at the peak of your career. Because it is such a hard job. We are the only team that can finish third in a 2-horse race.
True that.
I must say a very unpopular opinion because I had an argument with my best friend. He's an Arsenal guy.
Hold on. I thought I was your best friend. We have a really big.
I thought.
Colin, if there's any consolation, you're my best friend.
Oh, thank you. But he also likes Real Madrid.
Well, in the US, Rez is my best friend from the top.
And I told him that I said Zidane is not really a good coach. He knows how to manage the players, but he's not a great coach. He's not a Klopp. He's not someone that can start from scratch with a team. And
rumor has it, Zinedine Zidane is learning English to turn down Manchester United.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yeah. I don't think Zidane is I don't think he's a great coach in regards to going to a team that doesn't have a team.
Zidane, I don't think Zidane has hardly any tactical nuance. Really, is that bad for me to say?
I agree with you. I feel the same way. I'm like he did a job at Real Madrid when he had Ronaldo. Benzema.
They're playing ABB. They're playing ABB. Give it to Bale ball. You know what I mean? Like,
is it that hard to?
Shirts have weights, and there's no bigger weight in football than Real Madrid in a Champions League night. This club is made for that competition, they have Mr. Champions League, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, he's gonna win, and his football was trash. He didn't deserve any of them. Like Ronaldo or someone else saved them.
Bale in one of them.
Yeah.
Bale was
isn't it weird how he gets absolutely no love either from the Madrid fans?
Oh, I mean, listen. For me, I might have said that he's not Mr. Tottenham, but the way that the Madrid fans treated Bale, the way that Madrid treated Bale,
I still have a.
To be fair, when you make a banner that says Wales, Golf, Madrid in that order, you
Did
are
he make
gonna
it?
get
Did he make it though? You can't make.
Josh. That's the thing. They started on him, and then he did that. You know, it was
That's a good one by Danny. Kaka or Ozil at Madrid.
Prime Kaka?
Simply because he didn't play for Arsenal.
Prime
what?
Kaka. No, Prime
Yeah.
Kaka.
Yeah.
AC Milan. Oh man, he was
Yeah.
amazing.
Right, is this Mandela effect or did Kaka play for City?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, he never
He
played.
played for AC Milan and he went to Madrid and then he came back to Brazil, I think, or he went to
He's
Europe.
Because I'm
he's
pretty
in
sure
Orlando.
in my
He played for
mind,
Orlando City.
I can remember Kaka playing in a Man City kit.
Yeah.
It's Mandela effect.
No.
It's Mandela effect.
Was it like in a testimonial or some shit?
No, in my mind, I can picture Kaka in a Man City kit.
Huh.
He's just made it up, Colin, in his head.
It's okay.
it's,
We don't,
it's
that's
the
why we're all
Mandela effect.
here.
You think something's
Because
happened, but it
He
hasn't.
was
I'm
on
not
the
supposed to
verge
tell
of
you, but
joining
this isn't
them.
live.
He
We're
was
all
on the
doing this
verge
for
of
you,
joining
Josh.
them in
Put your trust in
2009.
Brian's suspenders.
That's why.
It's all in your head, man.
He's on the verge of joining them in 2009.
Oh shoot, you guys! Hey, one of our specialists, most special guests is here, and this is a big deal. Oh wait, I hit the wrong thing, but she's awesome also. Bryce, everyone say what's up to Bryce from Australia.
Bryce.
Australian Bryce.
What's going on, Bryce?
What's up, Bryce? No, it's terrible. I'll get better. I'm
How's it going,
practicing.
mate?
That wasn't. How's it?
Colin, repeat after
Hello,
me.
Bryce.
Repeat after me. G'day,
Good day.
G'day, mate.
Piss off.
Bryce.
Hi. I've heard that if you say
Fish are friends.
if you say the
not
word
food.
rise
Yes.
up lights, but you do it
You
in
must say
a
piss off, Bryce, in Australia.
Rez, can you say piss off, Bryce, in an
if you
Aussie
say the word
accent?
rise up lights.
Piss off, Bryce.
Piss off, Bryce. Piss off,
Colin.
Bryce. Sorry, Bryce. I'm really
Mal
sorry.
Coggins.
He probably
Colin.
hates us now. He just unsubscribed from my channel. I'm sure. Don't do it, Bryce.
Colin, I have
No,
one for you.
Bryce is top. Bryce is Bonza.
Bryce is he's safe as
Well,
houses.
that's a fucking
He's safe as
sicko.
houses, as you English people would say.
mate.
Colin, I have one for you. Top of the
What?
morning.
Top of the morning, dude. I lost it. That was awesome.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the
That's
morning.
how that's how I was greeted by Thiago the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
where did you
I
hear
am-
that?
I actually thought that was Scottish. Like,
You're close.
No, Scottish wouldn't say top of the
Would
morning.
you like to see Papa Dongs,
Did
please?
Bryce just say that Bob has the closest accent to Australia?
He did.
What the fuck?
Damn, Bryce, that's crazy.
didn't even hear him
Bryce,
speak.
you should come on, give us a little.
I don't
No,
even.
Bryce
I don't
is
even
Pico.
hear
How's
him
it
say
going?
anything.
I don't think I've ever seen
Well,
Bryce on the show. I
A
would
bit of
guess.
Aussie. All my accents sound Indian.
Yes, the one does.
So
Wonder
I would
why.
say, so my Australian accent would be, would you like a barbecue today? Thank you, please.
Should not laugh, but yeah.
Bit racist.
I don't
Well,
know.
No, don't get me started. Don't.
I'll
I
say
only laugh
this.
because it's Bob and he's my friend and because he's trying to be funny.
I'll say this as an outsider. There is no better accent in English than the British one.
apart from India.
Oh, bless
Wow, hey, screw off, man. I thought my accent was cool.
I don't know. Have you heard the Scouse accent, mate? That's like a different country in itself.
Ew. Have you guys ever?
Do you want to hear one now?
No, I love the
I
Liverpool
watched,
accent.
I watched the
that
show one
fan,
time
like,
called
I do absolutes. Are you serious?
Chris, what are you laughing for?
Kill
What are you
Ya.
laughing for?
Kill,
I'm being
kill
serious.
Ya.
Serious.
That sounds more Scottish. You sound like Jamie
It's
Carragher or
serious.
something.
They don't say serious. They don't do the longest.
No,
It's
I'm
fucking
serious.
Liverpool. Serious. Are you serious about that?
Chris, what are you laughing
Don't think
for?
so.
What are you laughing for? I'm being
I'm not
serious.
fucking laughing
You
at
guys-
you.
I don't do it box or maybes. I do
Hey guys,
absolutes.
John Fitzpatrick
Calm
says that no one says
Calm
something.
down,
more
Josh.
than
I'm
two.
not fucking laughing at you. I'm just saying that it's not serious. It's serious. Okay. You know,
Oh
it's
my
not
God,
a big
that's-
deal here, but all you're doing is just causing trouble.
Please tell me that you. Hey, please tell me
Why
you
do
go
you sound like
places
Norwich
and
out
just
of
talk in other
Coronation
accents. Do you ever just go places and be other people because you can do the
Well, I'm a
voice?
voice actor. I'm a voice
Go to-
actor. So
go to
I've got
bars
be
and
able
just-
to-
You should go to a bar and be like, "Hey, yeah, what's up? My name's Carl,"
I
and
haven't actually done that. I have.
it
actually
sounds
done
so fun. I would. go
I
to
have done.
Goodwill or whatever the equivalent of a Goodwill is
Have-
there, and get
Rez,
some like
here's
used
the
clothes that
question,
just
right?
like aren't your style,
Yeah,
and just go be someone else for a day.
Here's the question: when in public
Sure.
place, right? Have
Yeah.
you ever pretended to answer the phone and use a different accent to see if people pick it up?
Oh yeah.
I
No.
never
Say
have,
again.
but no, I'm
Ray-
absolutely
Ray-
going to do that.
I've done a
Do
different
the
accent
scenario
before.
for me. So I'm
I've
out
done
in
Jama- I've
public
done
and I pick
Jamaican.
You're
up
out in
my
public,
mobile
right?
and
You're surrounded by people.
right.
Have you ever pretended to answer the phone and use an accent that isn't yours
Yeah.
in order to see if people pick up on the fact that you're
I don't
faking the
think so.
accent?
I don't think so. No. That's what I
No,
might try
no,
that.
I have.
That's a prank.
Do you know what my favorite is though in public? My favorite is not accent related, but the thing that I love most in public is in terms of doing different voices is when the chuggers come up to you and say, "Can I take 5 minutes of your time?" They want to sort of sign you up to a charity. My favorite thing to do to them is put on the crispest English accent I can think of and say, "I'm terribly sorry, I don't speak a word of English," and walk on. And you should see
Like
the
that's
look
the
in
only
their
English
faces
you
when they
know.
try and work it out.
Do you know you should speak with like the thing to do would be like to speak with like another accent, but and then say in English like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak English." So then they would just assume that that's like the phrase you memorized.
The only thing you know about in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
Yeah.
like
actually learn.
my favorite thing to do. You know when you get the telephone comes, "Oh, we heard you're in a car accident recently."
Yeah.
So my favorite thing to do is go along with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a car accident. Can you tell me what happened? Well, yeah, basically I didn't hit the bastard hard enough.
You guys get those over there too, though. That's interesting. We get a lot of those. Like
You
but
guys-
over here, it's you get calls that they're like, "There's a warrant for your arrest," and they've already tried to call you 3 times, and if this is the 4th time, and if you don't send this money right now, then we're gonna send the U.S. Marshals. And every time it happens, I call the police. I'm just like, "Here's the number."
Do you guys receive like more than one call? Because here in Brazil, we're just like, just cut it off the beginning.
I am constantly getting phone calls from people pretending to be car phone warehouse.
Oh yeah,
One
but
day-
have you ever about your insurance or your car insurance? Do you
The
guys get
thing
calls?
is, car phone warehouse hasn't been a company since last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
what, Rez?
Oh,
Rez,
wish.
Eugene,
I
what's your
wish.
Malaysian accent?
I can't do Far Eastern at all.
I know a few words in Korean, but like
I can
very
do Middle Eastern sort of. I can certainly do Iranian. I can do Indian subcontinent,
Even
which is very
Toronto.
generic because the accent there is very different depending on
Shit,
which
watch
region.
it.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. Absolutely true.
I can do a
But I
Chinese
can't-
accent, right? But it
yeah, I
sounds
can't.
borderline
No,
racist.
no,
So let's not.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Rez, do you know
The reason for it, right? The reason for it is I play a game called Rust, okay, and a lot of the servers that I go on are Chinese servers because it's where you get the most competition. And a strat that you use on this game is called going deep, right? Where it's but basically you pretend to merge in with a group of people.
Right.
Now that's when the Chinese accent comes into play. You go Tony Ma, stuff like that, just to try and blend in.
Oh, fucking too late.
No, listen,
Just to try.
I was gonna
There's
say-
the context.
no, I'm not.
Hey.
I'm not going on that. I'm not saying.
Rez, just a
That's the
question.
context.
Do you know how to make the Brazilian accent? Because Brazilians speaking English are just so funny.
No, that's the problem. The South American accent is also very, very difficult to do because of the fact that, especially with Brazil, because Brazil has been influenced by Portugal rather than Spain. So people can do a sort of generic Latino accent, but in actual fact, that Latino accent is generally based on Latinos from America. So that sort of American Mexican accent.
Well,
Brazilian
I'm in
one,
Orlando.
I've not even come close to yet. It's really hard.
I'm in Orlando where basically it's like little Rio. It's a neighborhood like that's near Disney, where it's a large Brazilian population, and it's interesting hearing the accent, but it's tough because you have a lot of Brazilian Americans where you can easily tell who's straight from Brazil and those who are Brazilian, but they've been in the States for so long that you're just kind of like, okay, I can tell you Brazilian, but you sound mostly American in a way, and so it's a little tough. But I like the Colombian accent because
Marching powder.
they were like
You
Mari.
guys.
Mari.
Reba
Can
Aaron.
you do-
How you doing, brother?
Reg, can
Sounds
you
Aaron.
do
so
Aaron, come on the
attractive.
channel and do some accents, brother.
right? Rez, can you do
Yeah.
like the
You
1940s?
gotta- hey, everyone say,
New
Aaron,
York,
please come on the
Bronx,
show.
like American Italian
Please come on
mafia
the
accent.
show. Please.
Wait, what?
Come on, Aaron,
Bronx.
please, buddy.
The Bronx is about you gotta roll your vowels a lot and flatten some of the others,
Aaron.
and your consonants are also something you gotta watch because they don't do all of the consonants the way that you might expect. So yeah, you gotta soften some things, you gotta broaden some of the others. I like to use one word a lot of the time to sort of get into an accent. So for something like that, I use the word coffee. Coffee.
Coffee.
It's almost got a W in there, you know.
Yeah,
So
coffee.
I say coffee, and give me some of that Danish as well.
Hey,
All
hey,
you got to do
hey,
is
let me
just
get a
hire-
couple
I'm closing my.
Hire the
Hey, if I
pitch.
close my eyes, I believe it. So
If you hire the pitch, if you hire the pitch of what you've just said, you would legitimately sound like Joe Pesci.
I was gonna say, yeah. Like I swear to God, like it passed. I'm American.
Talking to me?
It passed,
You
it
talking
passed,
to me?
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do a British accent that would pass the
You're
test.
talking to me?
It's just.
Talking to me?
I mean,
Oh, all right. Let me.
You can't do
I
it
got a good
either.
one. I got a good one for you. Because
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Hey, yo,
Yeah.
talking to me.
Wait, are we allowed to give? Are we allowed to give our English
Hey,
accents a go here?
yo,
Is that
Talk to
how
me.
this
Me and
is?
get a couple calzones, all right?
What's
Come
going
here.
on here?
Yeah, come
Is it
on.
fair? Are we allowed to go?
Good one.
Are we allowed to go
Good one
English
for you. I
accent?
got a real good one for you. And I've watched every mafia movie probably over a zillion times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ditto.
Godfather
A zillion.
Part 1,
Uh-huh.
Godfather 2,
A zillion.
or Goodfellas.
Oh, Goodfellas all the way. Goodfellas.
What
Okay.
episode of
Godfather.
Godfather is it where they find the horse head in the bed?
Good answer. A zillion
Godfather.
times, Mario. A zillion.
Godfather one.
That's a lot.
That's one.
Godfather one.
That's the best one.
Yeah, gotta be.
But yeah, you're right. And
Tiago, have you seen the Godfathers? Goodfellas?
Maybe, but I don't remember the name in Portuguese because they translate all the names.
Coffee.
Okay.
do you
Rest
prefer? I mean, I'm sure you do. To watch
Godfather
a movie
1,
that's in
2,
Portuguese.
or Goodfellas?
I wonder if
Goodfellas all the way.
Have you ever seen The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's my
of
favourite
course.
TV
Fucking
show.
amazing series.
Everyone says it. I mean to. I want to sit down and actually watch it properly, as well as The Wire. Would you believe? I've never actually sat and
Oh,
watched
The
it.
Wire's brilliant. The
I
Wire.
I've never
is-
seen either. I've never seen either. Have you guys seen It's a show that was on the BBC. What's it called? About like
Gavin
Peaky
and
Blinders?
Stacey. Gavin and Stacey.
No, just
I
Peaky.
heard
You
you
guys watch
talking about the Welsh accent. I can do the Welsh accent.
Yeah.
Peaky
Gotta be
Blinders is a
careful
pretty
with that
dope
one.
show.
Good. Listen here.
What was the show that you wanted to see on the BBC? Colin?
Luther.
Luther. Oh yeah, I want to watch.
Oh,
that
I
too.
said no. This show is just called Peaky Blinders. That was really good.
Oh, Peaky Blinders. Yeah, I want to watch that.
Boy,
Yeah,
would
I've
have
seen
been
Peaky
Peaky
Blinders.
fucking
Yeah,
blinders.
it's amazing. It's like my favorite show.
All right,
Tom's on Marty. Tom
Aaron.
Marty.
Sopranos is the Jersey. Yeah, he's right. It is a Jersey accent, not Brooklyn. Brooklyn's different from Jersey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
All of
generic.
Gavin and Stacey, yeah. Gavin and Stacey is like a cult classic here in the UK. Like it's
Oh,
such
Gavin
a.
and Stacey's brilliant. Gavin
Yeah.
and Stacey is superb.
Oh, Ness, you look gorgeous. I know. I do it. Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh, Neil, the baby.
what's occurring? Yeah. The only problem with the Welsh
Fucking
accent
love
is
that.
if you don't keep your eye on it, it really quickly can turn Indian.
Do you know the
because
do
it's
you know
got
the
that
secret
same
behind the characters
roll
of
to it.
Gavin and Stacey? Why they're called the? Do you know the secret
Yeah.
behind why
Yeah,
Gavin
yeah.
and Stacey the surnames are what they are?
Yes.
Does anybody else know? Kim, do you know?
Never even watched the programme.
What?
You
I'm
should.
totally not eating
That
chicken while we're doing
James
this.
Corden in it, isn't it? And I
I'll
can't
give
stand
you a
him.
clue. Say the names of the families.
Right,
Josh,
okay.
and see if
You've
you
got-
pick it up.
So the surnames of the families: Shipman, West,
Really?
and What's the other one? Shipman, West,
Harold Shipman,
Sutcliffe.
Rose. Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't know that.
They're all named after serial killers.
All named after serial killers.
British serial killers.
Cool.
It's amazing stuff.
Which
No,
one of
Gary
us is most
amazing.
likely to be a serial killer? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What do you think one of us is a serial killer? Who do you think it would be?
That's something a serial killer would say.
Might be.
Oh, excuse me. Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
not.
I just love what this show's descended into.
This
It's
is just
just
random.
This is the
The
chaos.
people love it.
And Collins is the forum for it. It's brilliant. I love it. I love
It's
the
just
Love the
place to
thumbnail.
go.
Love the thumbnail.
Just a place to come and have fun.
The thumbnail.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Oh man,
thumbnail.
his thumbnail, your thumbnail probably brought in everyone. Hey, if you guys came here because of Bob's thumbnail, put it in the chat, and I will send you $1 on PayPal.
Okay, Red.
Everyone knew it.
I'm gonna throw one out. I'm gonna
There's
throw
no
a
logic
curveball
to that at all.
Right.
That's just me giving out money to everyone that makes an account.
Right, Rez.
And
I'm
you
gonna
also have to
throw a
follow my
curveball
channel.
here.
And tell your friends.
I want you to do Antonio Conte's team talk at halftime against Leeds as if it was Steven Gerrard.
Jesus Christ.
Gerrard. I don't know what. Yeah, but what did Conte say?
I'd make it up.
All right. So you essentially want me
Just
to
do it.
Steven
I guess just do a Steven Gerrard team
So,
talk.
can you
I'm sitting
fucking
this one
explain
out.
to me what the fuck you just put out on that pitch in the last 45 minutes? That was dog shit. I want you to go out there, okay, and remember that you are fucking Tottenham Hotspur, not fucking Leeds, okay? Get out there, play the game, press the bastards, okay? Because we need to win this game, you fucking bunch of cunts.
Can you make Jamie Carragher? I love him and Ronaldo when they get mad.
I'm gonna reenact my favourite Scouse scene, right? I've ever seen. Tiago's already done it. If you know it, you know it, right?
Right.
Chris, what are you laughing for? What are you laughing for? I'm being serious. But you know,
I don't know what's or maybes. I do absolutes. You know, if your aunt had a pair of balls, she'd be your uncle. But she doesn't. So she's not. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Jamie Carragher.
I've never.
Did you see
I've
that
never heard
argument
of it.
today about Ronaldo? Did you see that clip?
What?
That
Oh, I
argument was about
did.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah,
What did he say?
Keen's got. We're trying to win some cups. We're winning with some cups. And Carragher goes, "Why are you getting Ronaldo for if he's not going to win you the league? He's just a cup player. He's just a
Yeah,
cup
that was a
player."
pretty good impression.
Gary
Yeah,
Neville
pretty
and
good.
Jamie
You got-
Carragher
there's
are
like
like
a
an old
line.
married
It's like
couple.
weird.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
man.
When they get mad.
You guys hear about
The
the
two- hey,
Benfica
the
game
two
today?
most likely to kiss.
What did you say, Bobby?
Did you hear about the Benfica game today?
No, what happened?
No, I haven't
No.
heard about.
So their opposition could only field 9 players because of
Oh,
COVID.
shit, yeah.
Ooh,
It's
Yeah,
just
you
Sarah
heard about
Pickford do it.
Sorry.
And there was 7-0 down at half time. And apparently they did some random COVID tests at half time. Oh no, 2 players couldn't come out again because they weren't well enough for they got
Self-isolated.
yes. So they started the second half with 7 players, and they were already 7-0 down. And from kick-off, the goalkeeper who was playing central midfield kicked the ball out and went down with a thigh strain, and they had to basically cancel the abandon the game and award them a 3-0 win.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a comeback story, man. The way you had it set up, I was like, oh, so they're coming back with 7 men.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
that's
because if
insane.
you
Did any of you-
lose 5 players on one side, you have to abandon the game.
Yeah.
And when you abandon the game, you have to give a 3-0 score. You can't take the score as it was. It was brilliant.
Did you see the Neymar injury today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nasty.
Sucks.
What do you do? What
I
happened to
didn't
him?
look- he
You've been a Neymar.
ankle injury.
I got that.
It's not even his sister's birthday, for fuck's sake.
To be fair, I was doing Spurs Wage and TV from like 12:30 till
I
5:30,
understand your
and
joke,
then I
man.
needed to eat something. So
Well, hang on.
I'll put it up. I've actually got it
Oh, somebody's eating something?
no. I was just describing my day, so I wasn't able to catch up.
Have
on-
you guys
on-
seen
on-
what Vinicius has been doing?
Yeah.
What has he been? Has he been scoring 7 goals for Benfica and then having to have them chalked off?
No, he
Yes,
scored
Vin.
9. He scored 9 goals.
Colin, I'm sharing my screen, dude.
In the
Oh,
last
my bad.
seven-
We got
in the last 7 games.
Really?
Vinicius has been
Yeah.
scoring. He's on fire. Bob got into an argument about Vinicius.
This was Neymar's injury.
Ow!
Ooh, hey, can I tell you guys something? Just from I'm not a medical professional, really, but your ankle is not supposed to do that. I don't think.
Ow!
I'm pretty sure that it's actually not supposed to go like
Oh,
that.
that's gonna sting.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not
Colin,
tomorrow. He's gonna be like, "Why did I do that?" So I'm supposed
Do
to.
you remember?
If he doesn't regret it yet, he'll regret it tomorrow.
Do you remember his injury before the game against Argentina a few weeks ago? I think I told you about.
I'll just tell him in the future when I see him next time I see him. I'll say, "Hey, man, what you did to your ankle? Don't do that. Like that's actually
Stop that.
don't
Yes.
cut that part out of your game. You'll be good if you just quit rolling your ankles like that."
Did he continue
Someone
playing?
needs to tell
I mean,
him.
it sounds like stupid.
No, he went
question.
off.
Did
He went
keep
off.
playing, or did he go off? Okay.
He went off.
My mom says yeesh, and I hope she's
Yeah.
saying that like tis a scratch.
So,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
score predictions for Brentford.
I'm with you, Julie. Yeesh is pretty much it.
But
Sean Dyche, half-time
Neymar-
team, talk to Man United players at half-time losing to Liverpool.
Oh, Danny wants someone to. Someone
Sean
wants.
Dyche, halftime
Danny wants
team
someone to.
talking. Oh no, Sean.
How do you
Dyche
do
is
with Sean Dyche accent? What's he? I mean, like I can. I've heard it. But
Well, you know, we went out and tried to take the
Okay.
game, Julie, and what I found is that Lemsip doesn't help my throat very much.
You're supposed to sound like Sean Dyche, not Tyson Fury if he had a cold.
I know. I can't do Sean Dyche. He's from Chesterfield. It's a really ridiculously difficult accent to get because like half
he's
of
a ginger, and so I have to love him because we both have the red hair and all of that. So.
Can anybody do can do Crouchy's voice?
Ooh, that is a different accent as well.
No, Crouchy's.
How did Newcastle people
us,
sound?
really?
The club would
That's
be
another
funny.
difficult one. Northeast is really hard to do.
Jordy.
Me.
No?
It's hard to do. It's really hard. That's the thing. A lot of the time, what I'll find is that I will find someone to listen to try and pick up their accent. And I've got a friend, Doug, from Newcastle, and I tried to listen to him. The only problem is that he spent the last 4 or 5 years and is now permanently living in Edinburgh. So his accent is actually shifting away from the northeast and sort of like hovering between Edinburgh and Newcastle. And so listening to him doesn't actually help me pick up the northeast accent. I need to find someone.
Welcome to Newcastle.
Great story about accent. Great story about voices. So up in Edinburgh, they have there's the sort of rich people in Edinburgh. They don't like to be told that they sound Scottish, right? They like to think that they sound English. And there's for those who don't know, there's a famous actress called Maggie Smith. She plays Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter film. And
she's a legend, yeah, dude. She became famous
for playing. Became famous for playing a part called Jean Brodie in a film called The Pride of Miss Jean Brodie, and she'd done the play before that as well. And in preparation for the role, she was really worried about being able to put on the perfect accent, which would have resided in a place called Morningside in Edinburgh. So a friend of hers said, "Oh, my aunt is from Morningside. Why don't you call her up, invite her out to tea, and you can sit and study her accent and pick it up that way." So she calls up this person, and Maggie Smith has got a bit of a London accent. She says, "Hello, my name's Maggie Smith. I'm playing the part of Miss Jean Brodie in a new film, and I've been told that you have very charming Edinburgh Morningside accent. I was wondering if I could listen to you and maybe pick it up." And there was a very frosty pause, and this woman basically said, "My dear, I have been told I have no accent whatever." Click, and the phone goes down.
That's
basically
beautiful.
Posh Scottish.
Yeah, it really
pottish.
Yeah, pottish.
That's weird.
Michael Richards. Oh, I could do Michael Richards, but
smack my bitch up.
It's Michael Richards.
Smack my bitch up.
Boy, that's a good one.
Here's my favourite one. He's a good.
He said, "He's a good."
Yeah.
Go on, Maury. Give us your Micah Richards.
Boy, that's a good one.
Change my picture. Smack my picture.
God.
I'm like, wow, that was really funny. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
This
man.
is the thing about
Rats,
Mike
can
originally. He
you-
really is. Yeah.
Can you do Klopp? Because I love people doing Klopp impressions like
no.
boom.
Oh God.
Listen,
Listen
listen,
to it.
yes,
I can
like,
do-
you know.
Okay.
I can do
I
German.
will say
just
this.
can't
I will
necessarily
say
do
this.
Klopp.
I love the way Klopp talks because I didn't take that. Just if you look at the context of what I'm saying, people know that I didn't really mean it that way. You know, he got in trouble with a reporter about his comment of saying the African tournament was little.
Yes.
And like I said, I understand. I understand what he was saying.
Mm.
And I guess for him, he has to kind of people are sensitive to that.
Like, but if
'Cause
I'm not
I believe him. Because I believe him. Like I said, it's also like I said earlier. Sometimes people automatically want to throw the race card. Klopp, I can probably guarantee you, no way wanted to belittle the Africans in that way. But I think he said it like, oh, like sarcastic. Well, we got this little tournament called Euros that's going to come in January. And so you meant that way. People say, well, you know, I bet he won't say that. I hate when people take what they think people will say and just go
Yeah.
by facts. And the thing is, in
Yeah.
context, he was just saying that this tournament, like the World Cup, is going to interrupt, you know, with some of his players. And so,
Wow, they're gonna be screwed
and
actually.
so, and
Welcome,
so,
welcome to woke culture.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And so I felt bad for him because he was like, no, I didn't mean it in that context. He was like, I was just saying as, you know, sarcasm that I'm going to lose a couple of plays to the African nation. And so that's how he talks. But I understand. I totally understand what Klopp was saying. And the guy was just not having it. And I'm just like, dude, stop being super sensitive. The guy's just telling you that's not what he meant. He said it in, you know, in jest.
I'm glad you guys held it down. I knew you would. I didn't
You
even
know,
have to say
and-
anything.
I'm
And
just
so-
gonna read out Danny's comment. He's on Jose. Huh? I prefer not to speak.
Yeah.
If I speak, I mean,
Who's a special
big
boy?
trouble.
That's
If
right.
I speak. Yeah.
Avoid
Respect.
King's
Respect.
hard though. For me, boy's hard.
About accents, like just quickly, Portuguese people, it's easier for them to make Brazilian accent than Brazilians make Portuguese accent.
Huh.
It's much
Well,
easier.
the two languages are actually quite different. Not the two languages, the two dialects, Brazilian Portuguese
like
and
Spanish.
Portuguese are actually quite
Yeah.
different to each other.
It's
And have
Spanish.
different pronunciations as
When
well.
When you
Well-
hear Spanish from a Spaniard, Spanish from a Colombian, Spanish from a Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
and then a Cuban, it is totally different.
The thing is, whenever I think of South America, the only term that comes to mind is, "Hey, you said, don't you know I'm loco?" That's like the one thing that comes to mind.
But that's Mexican. It's not close to Mexico.
South America. It's South America.
Mexico isn't.
But,
Mexico
see,
is
but see,
North America.
they will call you out because
Is it?
Mexicans
Yeah.
like to say people from
It is.
Central America, like Mexicans, Hondurans, or Costa Rican. When you call them South Americans, they look at you funny, like it's the
We're
same
not
thing.
South
Like
America, we're
it's like
Central America.
it's the same thing. Like it's like a
Mexico.
Dominican tell a Dominican, oh, you're Puerto Rican.
Pendejo.
Well,
And a
well,
Dominican will look
the
at you.
weird
Colin
thing-
would know, like
Yeah.
a Dominican person will look at you like, "Excuse me."
I
It's
don't
kind of
think
like
it's South
it's-
American. Yeah,
for them. It's
absolutely.
like say someone's Irish, and you're comparing them to be
Yeah, you know, it's
Italian. Like to
Yeah.
them, like it's just like
Yeah.
there's like a to them it's like a big difference. So I'd be very careful. I'm, oh, what nationality
Yeah.
are you? And I'm like, oh, you're Cuban. Okay. If I dare call them like Puerto Rican, they're like, excuse me. Like, do I sound like a Puerto Rican? I'm like, you speak
I
Spanish?
think, I think the biggest difference is that countries in Central America, they have a lot of influence from France as well. And like Colombia, Argentina, Chile, they only have like Spanish and the native people that live here already. So like
originally, although
Yeah.
Argentina has got a lot of
So, hey,
Western European influence
Italians,
as
a
well.
lot
We go
of
from,
Italians.
we go from Aaron's comment that's like really witty and really
That's
nice.
Gaelic and English,
And-
completely different languages, yet we're from islands right beside each other. There's,
Yeah,
there's
I love
reason.
That's nothing. That's nothing. If you
But then we'll
Welsh
jump to this
language.
comment.
No, there's a reason.
Harry
There's
Kane.
actually a reason.
Okay.
Can I get serious on that one? There's actually a
Yes.
reason.
Yes.
For
Well,
there is a reason for that. Gaelic and English, the reason that they're completely different languages is that Gaelic is rooted in Celtic, or from Celtic people that came from mainland Europe up through the Iberian Peninsula, across the sea, up into Ireland, and then into the west and north of the sort of Brittonic Isles, as it was then. So Gaelic is a Brittonic language. It's the original language of the British Isles. Whereas English is actually a Germanic language brought over by the Angles when they invaded in around the 7th, 8th, and 9th centuries. And they brought the Germanic language, which was completely different. English took root because, and if you study English, there's a lot of Roman in there as well, because it replaced Roman as the administrative language in the southern and southern-eastern parts of England. And then because of the sort of wars that broke out between the Gaelic and the English peoples, English then spread across the whole of the British Isles. So Gaelic and English are very different because they've come almost from two different directions and a sort of net in the United Kingdom. Basically.
So what's the reason for Cornish? Because that's its own language.
Cornish is also another Celtic language, so its roots are similar to Gaelic.
Okay.
Welsh is the same. They're all Celtic languages, basically. They all share a common root.
Welsh is insane. Welsh looks like it's made up. Like when I look at signs that are like something that's written in Welsh, I'm just like, no. Like that.
See, Rez looks like he can pronounce the longest town in Welsh accurately. You can't do it.
No, my best friend can, even though he's Scottish, grew up in England, but went to school in Wales. But because he went to school in Wales, he can do it perfectly.
It's something like Landfach,
at the end. That's the only part I can get.
Right. Danny's asked me to do Harry Kane. He's asked me to do Harry Kane's accent. Right. So someone just asked me a question, and I'll answer as if I'm Harry Kane.
All right. Okay. Hey, so Harry, you had a good game today. You guys didn't get the win. What do you think you could have done better?
I mean, I think we played fantastic from the offset. It's fantastic to be out on the pitch.
You're not saying no. Yeah, you're not starting anything with no. Yeah, that's your first.
Obviously enough.
Obviously.
And we're still doing a live video.
It's not. It's good to get a full match fit football.
Hurry!
To be out there and be full match fit.
Hurry! How's your brother? Obviously. How's your brother? How's your brother? Obviously.
Who the fuck is that?
What is Bob's ass. I can tell.
Obviously.
Oh my god.
Obviously.
Obviously. I can do Tom Hardy in the Legend.
Obviously.
What's that? What does it look like? Your purpose a fucking tool. That's not all. That's a fucking rolling pin. Who are you, Fanny Craddock? Yeah. You would have baked me a cake, and me someone to break me fucking candle. I came for a fucking shootout, right? A proper shootout with some proper men. Like Colonel Custer or Geronimo. You ever heard of them? No. Because you're too busy in your penny baking fucking fairy cakes, weren't you? Go get him away. Fuck off. Rachel's got a fucking nonsense to a man. A shootout is a fucking shootout. Like a Western.
His impression.
Don't ask me that question. I'll go on for hours.
His impression.
One second.
His impression. And so, we're gonna pass that medical bill, and when we pass that medical bill, we're gonna celebrate all over Washington D.C. And we're gonna just stop the Republicans and the Democrats.
Okay.
Is it Newt Gingrich?
Huge.
Obama. It was by Obama.
Medical bill.
I'm trying to think of if I can do
An
anything.
Uber driver
Bob can do an Uber driver.
or a Chihuahua
I hear it.
Take it away,
That was
Bob.
by Obama.
or a waiter.
To answer the question, Colin, are these accents racist? They are only racist if they are used to portray a stereotype.
Oh, I
Correct.
don't think they are. I was just kind of being.
Correct.
I was kind of being
Voice acting
troublemaker.
is an art. Voice
I was
acting is an art.
I was sort of being a troublemaker, putting it up there. I don't. I know they're not. I was just.
Yeah.
They're not.
I was just being kind of a tool, just kind of, you know what I mean, like just poking the bear, but like not, you know what I mean, like.
Listen,
can you do Seth Rogen? Chris, can you do Seth Rogen?
No.
Yeah, I like to get high.
Well, I mean, think about it. I gotta think if I could, like, there's got to be some accents I can do.
His voice is right at the back of his throat, so it's got that sort of that thickness to it. It's very difficult.
Rogan, Josh.
You know, hey, you guys know the old man off of Family Guy? Wait, do you guys watch the cartoon Family Guy over there?
Yeah.
You
You know the old man that he's like, "Hey, muscly,
Oh,
hey, Chris, hey, Chris, come over here and bring me that paper. I got some money down in my pocket."
I used to be able to do a decent Peter Griffin.
best I
It's
got.
just difficult thing.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Peter Griffin. How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's dope!
I did Brian a lot better. Brian, because that's just Seth MacFarlane,
Oh, man, I
basically.
haven't done that in a long time. I
Oh
haven't
my
done Sammy Davis.
God, no.
Oh, Craig was saying it sounds like that Mari bloke from YouTube.
Nah, I was laughing. Man, maybe let me try my Sammy Davis Jr. Let me go my role. Sammy Davis.
I met a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you in worn out shoes.
I love that guy Bob, man. He's a cool cat, man. He's real cool, man. It's his birthday, man. We just celebrate. He's a cool cat, man. He's a boy. He's a boy. I was in Vegas, you know. I love that cat. You are a cool cat, man. You are a cool cat.
You remember?
You're the coolest of the cool, man. You're a cool cat.
Remember that infamous South Park scene?
This is like being stoned without the weed.
Remember that infamous South Park scene, right?
That was my Sammy Davis Jr. right there.
That infamous South Park scene. Oh, I think I know the answer, Mr. Garrison.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer, Mr. Garrison. Shut up, hey, don't come inside, you fucking.
He's like, you can't say.
When he was speaking about Chinese accents earlier, I almost did that. Hey, soldier boy, sucky, $5.
Oh man.
Colin, you are being shut down.
Yeah.
Hey,
bye to monetization. Bye to the channel.
Have a new banner.
Kenny! I'm sorry, not gonna hurt anybody. Fuck. How would you
I just want to go ahead and apologize to anyone who might have been hurt so far in this video. And if you have been, I suggest you probably just cut it now. It's probably, I can't really see it getting a whole lot better. And I don't want you to
carry on for 9 more minutes. It's like it'll be 3 hours.
It's been 2 wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Carry on for 9 more minutes and make it 3 hours, then call it quits.
That's a really good idea. If you guys can hang on for another 9 minutes, you'll do it. What's this do? And I think you should. And if you're watching this, if somehow you just tuned in, maybe the old YouTube algorithm brought you here. Maybe you also hate Daniel Levy.
My mama said life is like a box of chocolates.
Hey, if you're here, subscribe to the channel. That would be so lovely if you guys could subscribe to my channel and then like the videos.
Hi, Jenny.
I don't say that enough. Someone say in a funny accent. Someone say like and subscribe. Like and subscribe today. And we'll be real happy if you can like and subscribe today.
So you know that
I love you, Jenny.
Hey there,
y'all see that red button
I'll
down
see if
the
I can
bottom
do.
there?
I'm gonna do a British accent.
I think there's something like subscribe.
You could just like and subscribe today.
You sound like Cletus out of the Simpsons.
Cletus? You
Shut
talking
up.
about
Pressing that button.
Cleese?
Hold on now. Hold your horses.
Hey,
Okay,
if you
so
just
so
like
that
and
red
subscribe,
button down the bottom there says subscribe or something like that. You press that red one, and
That
Press,
red
You're
no,
not
button?
around
no,
here, are
no.
you, boy?
You press the
That red
subscribe.
button?
No,
yeah.
no.
Next,
You,
there's
no. You press the
some
subscribe.
kind of round thing. You press on that, and yeah, and then I don't know how it works, but some doohickey comes along and tells you when we're on again.
Well,
So
You
you
press the
do that.
subscribe.
you
I
gotta
tell you,
hit
you
the
do that,
This
thumb.
close to
better-
Raiden Bush.
Well, you gotta
On the
hit
bottom
the
there.
thumb to get a like. If you don't
On
hit
the,
that
no,
thumb,
right
you
on the
won't get a
bottom.
like.
No, on the bottom.
it's better. It's
It's on
You
the
gotta
on the
hit
bottom.
the thumb to
better
get a
than
like.
it's
Gotta
better
hit
than
that thumb.
It's better than grits and fatback. I'm
Hit
telling you
that
this.
thumb and you
Okay.
get a like. God
Yeah.
bless
Right
America.
there,
If you
mate.
hit that
If you look
thumb,
right there,
you're
you
a
see
good
the button. You
American.
just
My
click
fellow
on
Americans.
subscribe.
American.
You know, you
I'm
press that
gonna be in the
button and
Beatles right now.
you press that button and Jesus loves you. I'm telling you
The
this.
fuck am I listening
right from the
to?
thing.
Be
I
the
don't.
greatest
I
person
figured it out.
and
We're
hit
allowed to
that
do other.
like.
We're
All
allowed to
right.
do other white people's accents.
And
That's how I
Southern
figured out.
Fried
It's not
Chicken
like that's.
is the
And I
best.
sound like the Beatles.
Yep.
That's one called
Southern
Catman.
fried steak.
You one called Catman.
Hey, I've never had fried chicken because I'm from the Beatles and we never ate it. I don't know
Colin.
why. I bet they did.
Colin, after this show today, mate, I hope you're doing another mental health show. People
Oh.
are going to be
People are gonna need it.
People are going to be needing
That's
it.
my plan. I'm messing them up, and then we fix like it's a
Yeah.
perpetual.
Yeah.
All I'm
Trying
going
keep
to say,
the
I'm going
steak down to build up.
Exactly.
I'm gonna like dampen the mood a little bit, right? But obviously, for those that don't know, well, obviously everyone does know. The last 5 days or so have been the toughest 5 days of my life,
Really?
and
Yeah.
this stream has really cheered me up. I don't think you actually understand how much I've needed this.
Oh, bless you. Fuck.
I did too, man. That's why I did it. I do them when I like. I'm glad. It made me feel really good
Ooh.
that I needed it, and I'm so glad to have helped another person too. So this is
Basically,
wonderful.
I'll just
This
fill
love,
everyone
baby.
in. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Serious hat on.
My 7-month-old daughter went into hospital on Thursday with a
Wow.
serious bad case of bronchitis, and she was put onto oxygen. And then she didn't respond to the oxygen very well, so they nebulized her. Well, not nebulized. They incubized her and put a tube down her throat to help assist her breathing. She was sedated. She's been in ICU in a specialist hospital in central London since Friday evening or Friday afternoon. And we had some good news today that it's looking likely that she'll be home by Wednesday.
Oh, bless you.
But it's been a very tough couple of days. The support I've received from not only my friends and family around me, but also from the Tottenham YouTube community scene has been nothing short of fantastic. I can't really say much more than that. It's been absolutely incredible, like the support I've received, but not just mentally. Colin's helped me out in his own way. I don't want to go into specifics, but Colin's helped me out massively. Rez has been someone that I can talk to. Kuva has also, if you don't know Kuva 99, he's also had a massive part to play in it. People have just lent me their ear, and that's all I could ask for.
Aw.
I'm so glad. Like the last 2 or 3 months of my life have been occupied by being part of this community, and they've come to be more than just people that I know off the internet. They've become family to me. So
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
streams like this really help. It's not all
Yeah,
this.
we love you, mate. We love you.
Yeah, I love you, Josh.
right?
Big
We
love,
all
big
of you.
big
Love
Yeah.
and support from across the pond.
big
that's
love.
why.
That's
No doubt.
that's why I do not why I do these, but that's at least half the reason why I do these streams. And my mom sent this, but yeah, man. But yeah, like that's why I do them. Like I just wanna hang out with my friends, and
I am going to be doing a fundraiser in the new year. It's going to be a 24-hour live stream. It's a charity fundraiser for Cosmic, who are the charity that have helped me and my partner and supported us in ways that other people couldn't. They support families of those whose loved ones are in intensive care. They give them accommodation if it's too far for them to travel home and back. They provide them with food and water, food and drink. And the biggest thing for me is they provide counselling. They have mental health counsellors there that at the drop of a hat will come to your room,
Perfect.
sit with you, and
No,
talk to you for as
that's
long as you need. Charities like this
Beautiful.
are very, very far and few between, and it is such a worthy cause. The aim is to raise at least £500 for them. Anything else is a bonus. Details will be announced in short in a couple of days. To keep your eye on Twitter, I'm pretty sure all of these guys are going to retweet it anyway. So if you haven't got me already, you'll find me in that way.
But please go and follow Josh on Twitter so you know when it's happening. Okay, guys. So Josh, what's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is Josh
keep
RG
us
in HD.
Yeah. Okay, so Josh RG in HD. Please go and follow. I mean, just follow him anyway, but subscribe to his channel. And in January, when it is in January, isn't it, mate?
January 1st. January 1st.
January 1st. All right.
It's the same day that we play Watford away.
There you go. All right. So, support the channel.
Starting at 12 noon GMT, going for a full 24 hours.
There you go. All right.
Boom.
Worth it.
I hate to dampen the mood, guys, but I've just
dude, no. It's weird because it's actually the complete opposite of dampening the mood. Like makes me happy because the whole stream made me happy. So life is good, man.
There's nothing mood dampening about people showing care for each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say something quickly because Josh was talking about how streams help him. It also helped me a lot. Colin helped me massively. When we made the mental health stream and talked about how it's been affecting me and how's been helping me. Yesterday I had a very rough night. I kind of used alcohol to get it out of my system, and today it really, really helped me. Like the streams really help, and they really cheer you up because we talk about something we love, and then we just have fun with the accents. I can't just just laugh all the time. Like no script.
It's gone from a subject that we can all be pissed off about in the football club to just having banter for like the last hour, and it's been incredible.
Yeah. It just goes.
This is the sort of conversation you have with your friends in the pub.
Yeah.
That's what, and that's I started doing these during the COVID lockdown time, and it's crazy how much we as people, we just want that same. I mean, we're going to find it. We're going to get that conversation. We're going to get that interaction. No matter if we have to use these weird screens, and we'll find each other. We're going to hang out.
Danny's last comment: "A Spurs went on Thursdays for your daughter." It's funny you should say that because today I was actually travelling down to the hospital at 1:00 this afternoon, and in the bag that I carried, I had my daughter's Spurs kit.
Aww.
And I had it on a coat hanger to hang up next to her bed, and I was going to watch the game sitting next to her. And although she's asleep, it looks like she's asleep. She's fully aware of everything happening around her.
Yeah.
And I was going to just watch the game, and if we won the game, I would have celebrated the win with my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I hope she'd be my lucky charm.
She will be. She will be.
Yep, absolutely, man.
It actually doesn't matter if Spurs win or lose, mate. She will be your lucky charm.
Yeah.
She's your daughter.
Well said, Raz.
And on that beautiful note, world, I think the stream ends. And if you've made it this far, again, you win the prize. And the prize is me saying thank you so much. You're the best. Yeah. Please like and subscribe.
Fuck Levy. Levy out. Ain't Nick out. Fuck.
Yeah. Hey, this is a beautiful thing. Everyone, we're nice, we're chill, and fuck Daniel Levy.
Yeah, baby.